as the same teams meet in the same place to begin the playoffs on Canon Business Solutions OHL Prime Time. Hi everyone, I'm Dave McLelland. Welcome to all of our viewers here tonight. It's Good Friday and it's the first game in the first round of the playoffs between the Kitchener Rangers and the Erie Otters. You know, on the season, the Rangers won the series 5-3. They ended up 10 points ahead of the Otters. In the last 10 games, they were 6-3-1. The Otters were 4-6-0. But all of that means nothing. This is a brand new season, and it begins here tonight in Game 1 of the playoffs. Tonight's hot players are brought to you by the Oakwood Resort Inn Spa and Golf in Grand Bend. With 2 goals in the season's final weekend, Craig Vokes reached the 20-goal mark, giving Kitchener 7 20-goal scorers. Meanwhile, Erie's Geoff Platt finished with 45 regular season goals, second only to London's Corey Perry. Now for their thoughts on tonight's game, let's pop upstairs and join Roger Wardell and Lance Roberts.
Thank you, Dave. Let's talk a little more about Geoff Platt. The Kitchener Rangers will be focusing on this guy all night long, all series long. He is the key offensive weapon for the Erie Otters.
Without a doubt, Roger, he's also 20 goals on the power play this year, and that's one of the keys to this series will be how they do in their power play for the Erie Otters.
The Kitchener Rangers have 7 20-goal scorers. Offense harder to come by for the Erie Otters, so defense very important for them. They'll want to tighten up the neutral zone, not let the Rangers get any space, and Brian Lee is a guy that will always face the Rangers' top players.
That's right, Brian Lee is the leader on that blue line. He'll be the guy they'll go to for every situation against Richards and McGrath, so be watching for that tonight.
The Rangers are almost a healthy team. Miles Applebaum's still injured, not in tonight, but David Clarkson is back. His first game, playoff game in 2 years since the Memorial Cup.
He's going to be pumped up. 33 goals coming back into the lineup. David Clarkson is a big person to have back in that lineup for the Kitchener Rangers.
Peter DeBoer thinks the Erie Otters defense is solid, but maybe a little slow. Big Ryan Donnelly playing on a line with Justin Azevedo will be in there to crash and bang and open up some space.
And that's why Ryan Donnelly was brought here. He's brought here for this playoff run. He's brought here because of his size and his strength. We're going to see a lot of him tonight doing what he does best.
Enough from us. Let's hear from the coaches.
Well, the nice thing for us is we played Erie a lot down the stretch. I think in the last month we played them 3 times, twice in Erie and once at home. And we've seen a lot of them. I think we're very familiar with them, so we didn't have to do a lot as far as preparing for that team. But in general, we had a good week of practice. We got a lot of bodies back healthy, and we're the healthiest we've been in 3 months, which is good news.
Joining me now from the Erie Otters, the assistant coach, Peter SIDORKIEWICZ. Peter, the 2 teams played here in this auditorium exactly a week ago tonight. There were a lot of emotions that night. Is that liable to run over into the playoffs?
Well, I'm sure it will a little bit, but obviously both teams realize that, it's one thing to play with emotion, but it's another thing to play with stupidity, and, neither team can afford to do that. You've got to play with emotion, play hard, but you've got to stay out of the box, because if you're going to be running to the box all night playing shorthanded, you're going to wear out your key players, and eventually you're going to give up a lot of power play goals.
Josh Disher gets a start at net for the Erie Otters. His numbers versus Kitchener not quite that good. 3.21 goals against average and .895 save percentage in 6 games played. Dan Turple is the man for the Kitchener Rangers. His numbers on the season. His time in Kitchener, 2.36 goals against average with a .924 save percentage.
And both these goaltenders, they've been in this position before. They are veteran players. They're veteran players for playoff runs. They've both had good runs in playoffs the past season, so they will be something to watch tonight.
Referee for tonight's game is Mark Hicks. Kevin Hastings and Ryan Lachine will man the lines. These are the combinations for the Rangers. Richards between Vokes and Risk. McGrath, Davis, and Clarkson reunited. Starting for the Kitchener Rangers, it's the supposed third line, Azevedo in between Mike Duco and Donnelly. For the Rangers, Jakob Kindle and Matt Pepe back into the lineup, and starting off the game for Kitchener, Chris Green up front for the Erie Otters with Derek Bagshaw and David Herring. Merlini on the blue line with Brian Lee. Azevedo looks to slide it into the corner. He can't. Bagshaw works it up to center, slaps one in. And the O'Mara line coming out for the Kitchener Rangers. Peter DeBoer splitting up Benoit and Valabic tonight. Valabic and Lashoff will face the O'Mara line. Benoit and Fraser will face the Platt line. That is the plan by Peter DeBoer tonight. Peter feeling O'Mara just as dangerous as Jeff Platt. Benoit at center ice teamed up with Mark Fraser. Slides it up across center ice. The Rangers top unit. Richards, the captain and the centerman, knocking Sean O'Connor to the ice. Risk on the wing with him. Craig Vokes on the left-hand side. Fraser at center ice. Flips one into the near corner. The Rangers making changes. McGrath, David Clarkson, and Patrick Davis. Clarkson just misses his man with a big check. Benoit finds a puck. Davis plays it back into the corner for Fraser. O'Connor on him. Fraser eludes him niftily. Clarkson can't handle it off the boards. Out front, the puck is sitting there off the goal post. Thomas Galasek comes close to opening the scoring. McGrath with some good speed across the Erie blue line. Benoit follows the play up nicely. Clarkson in the corner. Clarkson spins away from a check. Clarkson trying to come out front. The puck is there. McGrath, can he find it? No. It is swatted away. Matt Lashoff will play it in deep for Clarkson. Again trying to wrap around. It doesn't work. Clarkson, though, stands tall, gets it back to Davis. And now it is Ryan Lee, the captain for the Otters, unable to clear. McGrath plays it over for Clarkson. This line will be looking for a change before too long.
Some good end-to-end action so far, Roger. They're really going at each other pretty tough here so far.
Vlabek almost coughs it up. Lashoff, though, helps out his defensive partner. Richards doing a little bit of double shifting. Now out with Chris Bryson and Henderson. Out front for Bryson, the one-timer. The deflection just trickles wide of the post. 2-1, Erie out shooting the Rangers. A goal post doesn't count. Chris Green taken out nicely by Vlabek. The Otters will play it back in deep. That is Bagshaw. Now Richards putting some pressure on Andrew Hotham. And is this going to be too many men?
Too many men on the ice. You can see them. You can count them right there. There's 6 guys standing on the ice there, and that's going to be a bench liner. And you can see right off the bat some good, hard physical play happening, and some good stuff around the net, off the post here. A little bit of a bad bounce off of Clarkson coming out front. You can see Richards here getting a big time hit, getting himself into that game early here. You can see the big hit here. Boom, there he hits him hard. But what they're doing right now, right off the bat, was a little bit of line juggling here to try to get Richards away from Brian Lee. You can see Azevedo starting off right off the bat, and Brian Lee out there. Then when Brian Lee came off, on goes Richards, and then he got double shifted there to keep himself going and getting him into this hockey game.
Well, now Richards is out there on the penalty kill with Azevedo, Pepe, and Mark Fraser on the blue line. So interesting combinations by Steve Spott. Pepe and Fraser played a lot together in the regular season. Back out there on the penalty kill. A long shot. Turple squeezes the legs and doesn't let the puck through.
We could be seeing something here to try to give Benoit a little bit of rest in a big long series like this. Maybe they want to try and see what they can do with that, putting out Pepe and Fraser. But you see right off the bat some good work with the Erie Otter power play, which we know that's one of the things that they're trying to key on, is getting some opportunities to make the best of them.
Jeff Platt with Sean O'Connor on this power play with Thomas Galasek. Here's Lee from the blue line. Turple steers that one aside. Azevedo finds an opening, puts the puck into it, and kills off some time. McGrath on the forecheck. Vlabek puts it back in deep. So we approach the 4-minute mark. McGrath, short-handed, rips it over the net of his buddy, Josh Disher. Both grew up in the Oakville area. Disher and Hamilton played a little bit of minor hockey together, and this past summer they also played together. McGrath and Disher, that is. Brian Lee behind his own net. 50 seconds left in this power play. Big 6'6" Derek Merlini looking for Andrew Shannon. Shannon, the player that drilled Boris Vlabek last Friday night. Here's the boos from the fans. Herring, his pass doesn't connect. And Shannon getting booed every time he touches the puck. Boris Vlabek fighting for the puck. Shannon from a bad angle. Turple is in good position. And Henderson gets it the length of the ice. Now Kindle and Pepe comes out. Andre Benoit, no time on this penalty kill. Henderson for Michael Richards. Richards with good speed around Hotham, takes a shot well wide of the goal. Kindle puts it in on Disher, and that will kill the too many men penalty as Bryson, who serves it, steps back onto the ice. Well, the Erie Otters not as deep as the Kitchener Rangers, and they realize they have to bear down on their power play opportunities and score.
Well, that's not happening in this one. The first power play did not have a lot of good opportunities that they were looking for, and they're going to have to get a little sharper on that.
Clarkson in on the forecheck. The whistle will sound, and back from vacation, back from Disney World, here is Kelly Walmsley with our Moose Winooski's Fan in the Stands.
I'm down here with Sarah and Brianna and Olivia. These are my first official playoff predictors. Girls, who do you think is going to win? How many games?
I think the Rangers are going to win 5 games. I think the Rangers are going to win 4.
And who do you want to give a shout out?
David Clarkson.
All right, we're going to go back upstairs with Roger and Lance.
Thank you, Kelly. And Kelly's looking fine, nicely tanned, back from seeing Mickey Mouse once again.
All relaxed and ready to go.
Yes. 5.5 minutes gone in this first period. No score. Game number 1 of the Western Conference quarterfinal matchup. Clarkson tries to get it out front. McGrath is there, the wraparound, and Disher gets his left foot against the post just in the nick of time. Clarkson from a bad angle. Disher gets in a standing position and makes the save as Heller and Clarkson have a word or two.
One thing you've been seeing here, Roger, a little bit is that they're really rolling their lines for the Kitchener Rangers. They're moving out their players rather balancing it pretty good with getting different guys out on that ice, getting them into the game, getting lots of quality ice time for guys out there. And that's one thing they've been wanting to do is have a healthy lineup, and they got it tonight. And he's utilizing his whole bench right now against Erie.
Richards out with his original line mates, Craig Vokes and Jean-Michel Risk, up against the Ryan O'Mara line with Brett McLean and Sean O'Connor. Here's big Derek Merlini. Plays it up through to center ice. Boris Valabic is there, and that one goes off of McLean into the Rangers bench.
One thing that this Erie Otter team can do, they can play a good, solid defensive style of hockey out there. They got to get their big D getting into the game a little bit, throwing their body around and clearing people out in front of that net for them to be successful in this hockey game, because the Kitchener Rangers will be attacking the net with a lot of authority tonight.
Out is Lashoff and Valabic on the ice for the Kitchener Rangers. Those are the normal pairings. We'll see if Andre Benoit comes out in the next shift. There's Sean O'Connor, the Trenton, Michigan boy. Lead pass for Brett McLean. Boris Valabic catches him and now stands over top of him as McLean looks up from the ice. And it is Michael Richards getting his Jets going. Richards fakes a shot, drops for Vokes. He takes a shot, and Disher got a piece of that one. The Rangers coming close. Vokes plays it in for Richards. Here is Risk, the one-timer. Great save by Josh Disher, coming across well out of the blue ice on the top of his crease to make that stop.
Well, some great work here at the puck with J.M. Risk and Vokes and Richards playing some real solid hockey in the offensive zone. You see some good opportunities coming here. Richard coming around doing the cycling, looking and seeing Risk right in front in the slot. Good spot, takes a big shot. Disher coming up big with the save. But Craig Vokes, as we know, scored 2 goals his last couple of games. Playing with Richards has ignited him up pretty good. He's been getting some few points on the board. He got most of his points at the first half of the season when Richards was in the lineup.
At the start of the year, Justin Azevedo, a top young prospect, used sparingly. Would get a fair amount of ice time, but maybe not a lot. Now out with big Ryan Donnelly and Mike Duco. Maybe this third line will see a lot of ice time in the playoffs.
Well, Justin Azevedo, he had to step up with all the injuries that were going on. He got a great opportunity to play, and he made the most of it, Roger. He made a lot of great plays out there, put pucks in it, he put numbers up, and that's why he's going to have a regular shift in these playoffs right now.
The McGrath unit, Davis and Clarkson back out on the ice against the Platt unit. See if that matchup stays. Richards against O'Mara and McGrath's line against the Platt unit with Thomas Galasek and Andrew Shannon. And Andre Benoit back out there with Mark Fraser. There is Platt on the puck. Tries to center it, can't. He'll chase after it now to the near corner. Galasek is on it, can't handle it. Clarkson tries to center it through the middle. Platt is there, he shoots and just misses the far post. Clarkson maybe a little rusty, coughing the puck up in his own zone. There's a puck to Merlini, his shot. Turple didn't see that one, 2 feet wide. Brian Lee and Al Davis will get it out to center ice. Rangers a little lackadaisical in their own zone, almost cost them
Well, that's something they're going to have to tighten up. We know that they had some trouble with that during the year at times, and they're going to be really, really diligent because Erie will capitalize if they get their opportunities with the goal scorers they have.
Brian Lee jumping up. Chris Bryson on the puck. Bryson a couple of points in 10 games in the regular season. Disher steers that one aside with ease. Bryson is tripped up, and referee Mark Hicks is going to call it.
See the big guy? Derek Merlini going to the box, 6'6". He's a big monster on that blue line. One of the things that he can do out there is make his physical play, make his physical presence. You see right here the good chance that they just had, the Erie Otters, off a bounce off of Clarkson, just about putting it in the top corner. Clarkson had a couple cough up on him right now in his own zone. Have to bear it down, get a little more focus and more concentration going. We know that what he brings to the rink every night is a lot of quality play.
Not sure if that bounced off of his big skate. We'll get a look at it in a moment or two. David Clarkson has some special protective gear on top of both of his skates. Only 1 foot injured, but he doesn't want the Erie Otters to know which one. Van Liebold also put some Teflon into the tongue of his skate also. Dan telling me before the game he spent more time on the ice with David Clarkson this past week than he did with his children all season long, trying to get that skate just right, experimenting with different protection. Here is Kindle, putting it back in deep. McGrath helps out his line mate. Andrew Shannon doing some good work along the boards. Jacob Heller, the defenseman, in there. There is McGrath on the puck. Rangers on the power play. Richards, McGrath, and Clarkson. Another cough up. Jeff Platt dangerous on the penalty kill. Won't get an opportunity this time as he'll now go on for a line change.
That's just good penalty kill by the Erie Otters. They're keeping things to the outside, really focusing on picking up the right guys in their zone.
Here comes Clarkson trying to split the D. He can't as Disher covers up.
You see some good work here by this Erie Otter penalty killing unit. They did a great job. Platt knows what he has to do out there. He shut down the lane for Michael Richards to get that pass off to the defenseman to get the shot away, and really got a chance to take off with that puck here. You can see David Clarkson, when he gets himself in front of Disher here, he's going to be working pretty hard. We can't really see if the skates that he's got there, they look like they're brand new actually, but he's doing a great job out there, doing his job. It's what great David Clarkson does best. He gets in the face of the opponent. He gets in front of that net. He causes traffic. He works hard along the boards. He creates a lot of opportunities and does a lot of great things for this team when he's in the lineup.
Azevedo, Duco, Risk, Benoit, and Vokes on the power play now. Benoit keeps it in at the blue line. Azevedo gives it right back to him. There's a point shot blocked out front. Brian Lee can't clear. Benoit wides and shoots. That one does not miss by very much. Duco back on the puck against the near boards. Back to the blue line. A poor pass. And now here comes Bagshaw with the breakaway. Bagshaw shoots. And Dan Turple robs him. The Rangers coughing the puck up a number of times in this first period. That time Dan Turple barrels them out. Risk coming in hard, and Disher covers up.
Well, you got to realize, Roger, that we're watching this game right now is it's not just the fact that they're coughing up, but it's the Erie Otters are playing so aggressive and they got so much puck pressure going. They're going hard to the puck here that they're causing these turnovers. They get the breakaway like this one for Bagshaw because of the fact that they're playing aggressive on the puck, on that penalty kill. They're going to the man really fast, really quick, and they're making them have to think quick and move the puck quicker, and that's what's making these things cough up for the Kitchener Rangers. 28
seconds left in this Kitchener power play. Jeff Platt looking to kill it off. Lee and Heller on the blue line. Galasek up front with Platt. Richards, Risk, and Vokes. Lashoff and Benoit now on the blue line. Cross ice feed for Benoit. Spins and shoots. A puck is sitting there. They bang on it. Risk is there. Vokes crashes the net, and I believe the referee has called a penalty against the Otters.
He's taking Brian Lee for the interference, I believe, on the play, taking Vokes into the net to take away the chance they had to score here. You'll see Vokes coming to the front there. There's Brian Lee taking him right into the net, knocking him over, and they're going to go to an interference call on that one. A little bit of I don't know if it's the best call for the Erie Otters to see this happen, but they're going to be sitting down 2 men now in this situation. Mark Hicks right on the spot seeing that play and thinking it's an interference penalty for Brian Lee.
Tough call for the Erie Otters. Put him down 2 men for 15 seconds. 10:02 to go in the first period. No score. The Rangers and the Erie Otters. Game number 1 of their Western Conference quarterfinal series. Benoit has to regroup as a Pass went off the linesman's skates. Richards centers. Here's Andre Benoit. Linesman behind the play falls down. The fans cheer. Vokes takes a shot. That one off a body. Stopped by Disher. Now it is a 5-on-4 power play. McGrath back to the blue line for Benoit. Last man back. Merlini was looking to block it. And the Rangers fortunate that all that was done there was a clearing shot by the Otters. Kitchener with 5 members on their team from that 2003 Memorial Cup championship squad. Looks like they're showing a little bit of jitters though here in the first period, Lance.
Well, they're not getting things set up very well. You're right about that. They got to get themselves set up, get some good passes going. But right now, the Erie Otters are just playing a strong game. They're really putting some puck pressure on them, going to the guy quickly and picking up the man and shutting down their lanes really fast.
Benoit takes a shot. Disher a big rebound. McGrath loses his stick as he goes for it. Vince Scott slides it a couple of extra feet away from McGrath. Richards to the blue line, just looking to keep it in, and Andrew Hotham comes up with the puck and ices it.
Well, the Erie Otters, they've done their scouting really well here. They're shutting down the lanes. They know that the Kitcheners like to do the cycling the puck, moving the puck in the cycle, set it up for Benoit on the blue line, and they're shutting it down real tight in this first period.
Patrick Davis can't handle the pass and then is rocked by 2 Erie Otter players.
Well, you can see what they're coming to quickly. You see how quickly they come to the net here, and you see how they're on top of it really quick. Merlini getting the puck out of the way here. A little bit of a chance for the Kitchener Rangers on that one. You can see the hits coming up here. It'll be a physical series, a very, very hard-hitting series coming up.
That's Benoit's playoff totals in his career. And Lance, as we take a look at Andre Benoit's stats, Patrick Davis immediately headed to the Rangers trainer's room. Ducko looks to center, and that is intercepted. Ducko hacking at his man Green as the Otters. Bagshaw takes a shot, or make that Shannon. Called on the offside, and in on the face of Dan Turple are the Erie Otters, and that's Chris Green.
Well, one thing that you say that Patrick Davis has gone to the dressing room. One thing that they do have, the Kitchener Rangers, they have a lot of depth. They've got the 7-20 goal scorers in that lineup, so one of them out of the lineup right now. They still have 6 more that can put the puck in the net with a lot of consistency. So hopefully Patrick Davis is okay, but right now they're not getting themselves set up. The Erie Otters are doing a great job, Roger, of getting that to the man. They're really skating hard. They're shutting down the lanes. They're slowing down the cycling process of the Kitchener Rangers right now on this power plays.
Interesting combination. Mike Ducko takes the face off and now goes off, and Justin Azevedo replaces him. Here's Herring. Takes a shot, and Turple in good position makes the easy save.
Right now in these power play, this opportunity the Kitchener Rangers just had with a 5-on-3 than a 5-on-4. They should have got a little bit more opportunity, but they weren't able to do it. But that's because the Erie Otters have been playing a pretty strong game and getting to the players, shutting down the areas that they like to make their passes to. Obviously, they've done some of their homework on knowing what the Rangers like to do out there, and the physical side of the game continues to go on here with Belichick bumping into to Green. They got to be very smart, very disciplined in this hockey game if they want to win it.
O'Mara, O'Connor, and McLean. And this time the Azevedo line will face off against them, but the defensive pairing will be Boris Valabic and Matt Lashoff. Point shot, well off the mark. Chris Bryson puts it up through to center ice. Donnelly giving chase, finishes his check and takes Lee into the boards. So that will be a common theme. The Rangers forwards hitting Lee every opportunity they get, try to wear down this veteran defenseman, their captain. Donnelly, the former captain of the Windsor Spitfires, now goes cross ice. Boris Valabic, this time he keeps his head up. As Andrew Shannon that drilled him. Interesting opinions from different squads. Peter DeBoer thinking that that was a dangerous check and he should have been suspended. Peter SIDORKIEWICZ feeling this is hockey. You get rid of the puck, a defenseman, you should know a hit is coming, and feels the shoulder was down and it was a clean hit. Richards drives the net. Disher has a paddle down, makes the save. 13-10, the shots on goal in favor of Kitchener. No score, though. Matt Lashoff rotates, keeps the puck in, and now Richards looks forward with the help of Craig Vokes. It squirts free, and Andrew Hotham comes up with it. Richards spins and shoots. Big rebound, but Risk unable to get to it before the Otters. Herring, the pass up for O'Mara, and the Otters will make a line change. Lashoff Gets it up to Evan McGrath, and Clarkson gets it. This is Craig Vokes trying to get around to Merlini, Clinton Township, Michigan boy. Now Fraser pinches in nicely, keeps the puck in for a moment or two anyways as the Rangers make a change. Mike Duco. And there was an opportunity of a player showing respect for the opposition. Could have drilled the player in an awkward frame of mind.
That's good to see.
Kelly Walmsley is standing by for another fascinating Moose Winooski's Fan in the Stands.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here with Bill, Vicky, and Rachel, who drove 3.5 hours from Erie to watch their team play. It's been a hard-working game so far. Who do you think is going to win this game?
Erie.
Erie. The series obviously is going to be a war. Who do you think is going to come out with the win?
Hopefully Erie in 7.
Erie in 7? That's practical. And who's your favorite Erie player?
Ryan.
Ryan O'Mara?
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys for coming on, and we're going to go back upstairs to Roger and Lance.
All right, thank you, Kelly, and our guests for joining. Kelly will get some Moose Winooski gift certificates to check out that fine restaurant before they head back to Erie. Michael Richards looks like he brought his A game tonight.
Yes, he did, and he's been playing, trying to show the way for his teammates. And like Peter SIDORKIEWICZ said at the start of this game, is that he's one of those key players. Him and McGrath are the ones they're going to be keying on. And right now, he's been able to do quite a lot in this hockey game, just not able to get something set up for these guys to play, get some goals.
Looked like Jeff Platt gave the stick to Azevedo off the faceoff. And Dan Liebold immediately out to the Rangers underager.
We'll have to see if we can catch it on the rebound or the replay here. I didn't really see what happened here. It's off the face-off. Azevedo, the youngster, 16-year-old with Platt there. And Platt, they're bringing it up into the groin area. That's a real cheap one there. That's one of those things that you don't like to see players doing because it's kind of a again, it's a respect factor in there. The fact that using your stick in that manner, and I guess they did catch him. I guess that's the linesman's telling them. Platt not happy at all. We'll see what the call is here. Mark Hicks relying on his linesman to make the call on this one. We'll have to see how it comes out, but obviously we see in the replay. A 4-minute
spear.
And you can call that. The linesman can make that call. So good job by the linesman to pick that one up because that was something you want to see stop right away. Let the players know that stuff is not going to happen in this hockey game. Platt has to be a little bit smarter than that. Young kid like Azevedo taking a stick like that, he doesn't need that at all.
Kevin Hastings, Ryan Lachine, the linesman tonight, very alert on that play. Our replay definitely showed a cheap spear by Jeff Platt, and he will sit for 4 minutes or less.
Yeah, stay to the physical side of the game. Play tough, play rough out there, but let's keep yourself in a respectful manner when you're playing against your opponents, and that was a pretty tough one for Azevedo to take. I'll tell you, if you ever had that happen to you, know that hurts.
Yes, Michael Richards, only 43 games played this year, out for a month with a groin injury. The Rangers went 6-5-5 during that span, and also at the World Junior Tournament. Richards cross-ice, Disher with a phenomenal save, robbing Craig Vokes, who had snuck in from the blue line. Josh Disher, couldn't he match up with Dan Turple? That's the talk before the series. He's been great in this period. Oh, Evan McGrath tries to wrap around, tries to muscle it in, doesn't work. Richards from a bad angle, and he can't beat Josh Disher.
Well, Josh Disher's just playing. He's their best penalty killer right now for the Erie Otters. He's stopping everything here. They've been trying to jam that thing home. You got to give the Kitchen Rangers credit in this part of play, getting the opportunities.
Erie Otters, a 7th seed in last year's playoffs, and they upset the 2nd seed Sarnia Sting, and a big reason for that was a play of Josh Disher. Could they pull off the upset this year? Still early, but Josh Disher has been great between the pipes through 15 minutes and 8 seconds of action.
Well, that's one thing the Kitchen Rangers are going to have to solve right here, the fact that the Josh Disher, but you can see Craig Vokes playing with Michael Richards makes him such a lot better hockey player. He's been playing great alongside Richards here. You see this opportunity that he has here, but because of the great play of Disher, he's not able to put it by him, but you can see Craig Vokes doing a great job. Now you see Evan McGrath. He's another one that's got to put the puck in the net, getting an opportunity, but some good work by the defensive core of the Erie Otters, clearing that way and knocking him down before he gets the shot on net.
Big face-off win by Chris Green. They got another opportunity. Green and Bagshaw looking to kill it off. This penalty on the blue line, it is Andrew Hotham and Derek Merlini. The Rangers going with the youngster, Chris Bryson, the call-up, their affiliated player. Jean-Michel Risk and Mike Duco. Glashoff and Kindle on the blue line. 2:28 left in the spearing penalty to Jeff Platt. Platt, more effective when he's on the ice. 45 goals, second only to Corey Perry this season.
Yeah, and he's going to use his stick to score goals and keep himself out of that penalty box, because Jeff Platt is a big key to this hockey club. He is the one that they try to shut him down. That's a lot of scoring on that team that is shut down, and you can see the fact that they need him out there not sitting in the box. A good scoring opportunity here right off the draw. A nice one of the draw by Chris Green. Erie Otters right now are playing a pretty solid game against the Kitchener Rangers. They're doing lots of good, strong things out there, playing solid and tough, making the plays they have to make. Give him the puck.
Craig Vokes takes a shot. Another penalty coming up to the Erie Otters. They put it through. A whistle sounds. The puck did not go across the goal line anyways.
Looks like Michael Richards took a stick to the face area here. I'm not sure what the call's going to be coming up again to the Erie Otters. They're going to have to get some discipline out there. You can see him bleeding. It's right there. Oh, man, that's a good one. I'll tell you, they're going to have to get some control with their sticks out there, the Erie Otters, because that's not the way you want to be playing this hockey game. You're going to get yourself in trouble. If the Kitchener Rangers get their power play going and start putting pucks in the net, it's going to be something that they're going to have to start to think about. They're going to have to get a little more discipline in what they're doing with their sticks, because that's something you don't want to see happening to players out there when they're playing.
4 minutes for high sticking, so it's a full 5-on-3 power play for the full 2 minutes.
This is the opportunity they got right now to make this thing happen, so they better do it now. The Kitchener Rangers early in this game, they better not lose this one.
Andre Benoit to Richards out front, they score! Evan McGrath! The wrath of McGrath is felt at the Dom Cardillo. 2 minutes and 3 seconds left in the original spear. It's still a 5-on-3.
It still stays 5-on-3. Evan McGrath, you can't keep doing that in front of this hockey club with all these goal scorers taking penalties, not playing with discipline out there. It's finally hurt the Erie Otters in this one here. McGrath sitting on the doorstep, puts this one home. Great play by Michael Richards, and Clarkson out there with them also. You see the pass across by Richards. He did the same one to Craig Vokes earlier, but Disher can't get across on this one. There's no chance he has to make a save on that play. They're going to have to start to settle themselves down, Erie Otters, and start taking the penalties. And Kitchener Rangers, with the #1 penalized team in the league this year, they're playing a lot better discipline right now in this hockey game.
Richards sets up McGrath as Richards has to snort to keep the blood from dripping out of his nose after taking the high stick. And Andre Benoit, who led all defensemen in scoring in the regular season, picks up his first point of this postseason. And yes, it is still a full 2-minute 5-on-3 power play for the Rangers. McGrath, Clarkson, Richards, Benoit, and Vokes. This is Benoit for Richards, the same type of play that they just scored on. Clarkson parked out in front of Disher. Clarkson will have to behave himself. Doesn't want the referee, looking for an even-up penalty. Richards plays it back to Andre Benoit. Clarkson parked out in front of Disher. Benoit fakes a shot. Richards from a bad angle puts it off the side of the post. Benoit back on it. In for Richards. Cross ice, deflects. They bang on it, and it is underneath the defenseman.
Well, they're getting their opportunities here, that's for sure. Some good work with the power play in this 5-on-3. Good puck mover. Michael Richards doing a good job moving that puck around. They're going to have to get themselves in another position to get another goal here. Take advantage of this 5-on-3. Some bad decisions with the stick by two players right now sitting in the box. Galasek and Platt for the Erie Otters, and that's put them in a position for the Kitchener Rangers to capitalize big time if they can.
If the Erie Otters can kill off the rest of this penalty, though, they'll be feeling pretty good just giving up the one goal.
That's momentum. Sometimes they can shift really quick with little things like that happening out there. You kill off a 5-on-3 and get yourself out of this period without too much damage. You can look back and say, okay, we're ready to play hockey now.
Still 1:15 though left on this 5-on-3. Craig Vokes, Benoit stays out. Michael Richards out in front of the goal. This is Justin Azevedo out for Richards. Benoit is there, fans on the pass attempt to McGrath, and the Rangers are forced all the way back into their own zone.
You gotta get Watts trying to be too cute. Just take that shot, Roger. Let it go.
Hotham, Lee, and O'Connor trying to kill off this remainder of this penalty. Here's Craig Vokes. Andre Benoit back on the puck. Here's Azevedo trying to get it through a couple of sticks. Benoit smartly keeps it in. Andre Benoit fakes a shot, takes a return pass. No, now he does. Takes a shot. McGrath is right there. He can't handle the bouncing puck, or else he would have had an empty cage to shoot at.
That's what happens. You get a shot on net, you get a rebound or something happening. The Kitchener Rangers are doing a great job with their puck movement, but they got to set themselves up and get a shot away. Don't be too cute out there. Make the shot like you see here. Rebound come out. Could have had a good opportunity for Evan McGrath, making things happening out there. So one thing they can do is get some shots on net here in the next little while.
Peter DeBoer knows how important it is to get a second goal. Benoit, Richards, and McGrath have been out there for an eternity. There's Craig Vokes lugging the puck up across center ice. Vokes does a nice job. Takes a hack, keeps control of the puck. Now he goes back to the blue line for Benoit. Benoit has some room. Hands it off to McGrath. He fans on the centering pass. Was looking for Azevedo, parked at the far post. That pass was also meant for Azevedo. One man back. Vokes doesn't know it. Platt almost caught him. Here is Andre Benoit. Cross ice for Vokes. He quickly puts it into Richards. Now it is a 5-on-4 for a minute 40. Vokes, side of the goal for Azevedo. Again, the bouncing puck. The Rangers can't handle it. Now they cough it up. Hotham a chance to clear it. It'll be tough for him to do so. He can't. Richards, cross ice for Vokes. And time after time, the Rangers trying to go cross ice, but the pass hasn't been getting through.
They're shutting it down. They know that pass is coming now.
Mike Duco. Clarkson goes to the front of the net. Duco leaves it in the corner. Jakob Kindle can't get it at the blue line. Vince Scott had an opportunity, but the puck bounces off of his stick. A minute 8 in the Ranger power play, a minute 10 in this first period. 1-0, the Rangers lead on a power play goal by McGrath. Richards and Benoit picking up the assist. 21-14, the shot's on goal off. Crazy bounce, and Derek Merlini uses his reach and gets the puck out of harm's way.
He's got a big reach. It's a good thing he had that big reach, able to get that thing out of the way, because Clarkson was coming hard to the net there, looking at that juicy puck to see it go into the net. But one thing the Kitchener Rangers, they haven't really capitalized on these 5-on-3 they've had for a full 2 minutes. You see him trying to get there. You see the big reach of Merlini picking it up and getting things out of the way and being able to control that puck. But you can see right now that things are heating up in this hockey game. They're going to have to pick it up. Rangers in 4 is what you're looking at for the web poll.
That's what you think?
That's what they think. No, I don't think. I think it'll be a long, tough series. I think it'll be a lot more, like 5 or 6 myself personally, or even 7.
Go to www.rogerstelevision.com and click on Waterloo region and vote who's going to win this series. And you can also go to the OntarioHockeyLeague.com. If you are in Erie, or let your friends know in Erie to watch our telecast live on the internet also. Pay-per-view costs you $8.95, but you get all the bells and whistles, and we'll even let you win a television set on Monday night when it is Rogers night here at the Dom Cardillo Arena. Evan McGrath looking for the puck. 18 seconds in the period. Back of the goal. Here is Richards, a goaltender. Disher well out of his goal. 10 seconds. Benoit comes in. Disher dives across, makes a save. Richards shoots, misses the empty net. Richards looks to the rafters. He can't believe it. He had 3.5 feet of net to shoot at.
Well, you got to be wondering if a 5-on-3 in the last part of this period and not being able to capitalize on that. Could the momentum shift happen here for the Erie Otters? They did a great job of killing off those penalties and some pretty undisciplined play. One of the things that Kitchener Rangers first overall this year, pretty much thinking that Erie Otters, this is their chance to maybe get their power play going, get things working, but it's been kind of reversed in this first period so far.
Kitchener has been disciplined up until this point. David Clarkson gets 2 minutes for goaltender interference with 3.3 seconds to go, so the Otters a chance to tie this hockey game to start off the second period.
Well, pretty good hockey period so far, Roger. Some good physical play, some good puck handling. Kitchener Rangers, though, with that power play 5-on-3, we'll have to see if that has a big effect in this hockey game or not.
Kitchener did get the lone goal. That one did come on the power play, but they did after that have a full 2-minute 5-on-3 power play, and they failed to capitalize. Kitchener out shooting the Erie Otters 22-14. They lead 1-0 after 1 period of play. Ryan Donnelly will join Dave McLelland in our first intermission. You are watching OHL Prime Time on Rogers Television.
Welcome back to Cannon Business Solutions OHL Prime Time. My first intermission player guest from the Kitchener Rangers, number 39, Ryan Donnelly. Ryan, unfortunately, you ended the season with a bit of an injury. How are things going?
Things are going good. You know, if you notice, we got pretty much everybody back in the lineup now, and everybody's feeling pretty good. You know, this time of year, it's 68 games later, and everybody's going through a little bit of that kind of stuff. So, you know, I'm pretty confident with it, and I think the whole team is.
We had a chance to talk to Peter DeBoer earlier, and he was saying that for the first time, it looks like a pretty full roster for the playoffs.
Yeah, if you want to be healthy, this is the time to go into it, and you know, really everything means nothing till now, and you know, playoffs, completely new season, and this is where you got to prove yourselves.
Let's talk a little bit about that first period out there between the Rangers and the Otters. A little bit chippy at times.
Yeah, you know what, Erie's a team that's going to get in your face and work hard, and we feel that we have to do the same thing if we want to be successful as playoffs, and go out there, work hard, get a little dirty, and you know what happens later is you know, just let the talent speak for itself.
Jason got speared. He was off into some discomfort, but he went back for a shift a little later in the period.
Yeah, that's something that you're going to need to do. Everybody's going to have to play through pain throughout the whole playoffs here. And you know, they made the Memorial Cup run a few years ago, and they know what it takes. And I think some of the rookies are starting to realize that.
Seemed to be that a lot of shots in that period. Pretty good goaltending at both ends.
Yeah, I think we had 22 or something like that, and you know, you usually don't have pace for 66 shots in a game, and you know, both solid goaltenders and both playing very confidently, and I think that's a key for both teams.
Well, I think a lot of people have been saying that goaltending could be the difference, and because you got good ones at both ends in this series.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we have the utmost confidence in Dan Turple, and they've got Disher down at the other end. You know, he's a good, solid goaltender, and if he gets hot, we got to look out. But you know, just get the pucks to the net and don't let him see anything.
Having missed a few games at the end of the season, I know you've been practicing, but how's the wind and how are the legs in the first game back?
Well, it takes a little bit of time to get used to, but you know, I think the adrenaline kicks in a little bit in playoffs here. It makes up for it. So, you know, feeling pretty good and ready to get out there for the second.
Good. Well, thanks very much, Ryan. All the best to you and the Rangers.
Thank you very much.
Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back with Roger and Lance and their story update.
Welcome back to the Dom Cardillo Arena. The Kitchener Rangers leading the Erie Otters 1-0 after one period of play in Game 1 of this Western Conference quarterfinal matchup. Lance, top of the game, we talked a lot about Jeff Platt. He did take a foolish spearing penalty, but this guy did show what he is capable of doing if the Rangers give him too much ice and give him some space out there.
Well, a 5-on-3 situation that you had, you think you could take advantage of it. If they let this guy get loose for a couple of times in this hockey game, it could be 2-1, 3-1 in no time. He does have the ability. You can see the speed he has. He's got great hands out there. He's one of the hardest working players in this league each and every night. He just has to keep his discipline and keep himself focused in this hockey game.
Then at the end of the period, we saw David Clarkson take a penalty also, but that is one of the things we've talked about before. That's what Clarkson needs to do. He got a goalie interference penalty, but if he's not getting in people's faces, then he is not effective.
He gets in there. He gets a lot of traffic in front of the net. He knows what his job and his role is, but he's also scored 33 goals out there. So this guy is not just a one-dimensional player. He has all-around hockey in him. Every night he comes out there, he's playing every little way he has to win the hockey game, putting pucks in the net, taking penalties, drawing penalties, getting traffic in front of the net, hard work along the boards, and he's doing that tonight, and he's doing that probably still injured. I believe that he's still not 100% coming out here to play in this game tonight.
And even on that shot there, you could probably see a little bit of a bulge on the top of his skate. He does have some extra protection there, and also Dan Liebold put some Teflon into the tongue. He did have a broken bone, does have a broken bone in his foot after blocking a shot earlier on. Lance, when it comes to the playoffs, goaltenders are always at the forefront, and Josh Disher was exceptional in that first period.
Josh Disher was the story of that first period. He was their best penalty killer. He stopped everything. He made great saves out here. He gave up a big rebound there, but he didn't give a whole lot of big rebounds out. And most of the shots he took, he made some good stand-up plays. He's been all over the ice out there, but don't begrudge Turple. Turple makes some big saves in that period also. A couple of cough-ups from the Kitchener Rangers. They allowed a breakaway here from Bagshaw. He steps up. Look at the net he takes. There's not much room for a shot there. He played it so well. He's doing a great job making the big saves when he has to, because there's been a couple of situations with the Rangers where Erie seemed to have an idea of where that puck is going at times, and they're picking it off, and they're forcing the hand of the Rangers very quickly. They've been playing a great game in that first period, and on the two kind of foolish penalties they took, they've been so strong in their puck pressure.
Well, let's talk about some issues going on around the league and other leagues also. First, maybe the NHL draft in Ottawa has been canceled. They have said that if they do get a new agreement in place to start up the NHL once again, that they'll just do the phone via telephone. Maybe they could follow what the OHL does and do it via the internet. It's quite efficient.
the effect of what they're doing just keeps on going. The effect now on 18-year-olds waiting for the draft to come up, and the thing about it is that these young fellas have played all season, and now they have to wait to see where their future will be, where they're going to play. Everything's so uncertain right now, Roger. It just makes it not fair, just not that fair.
Let's talk about some Major League Hockey. The Elmer team, Scott Dickey in net, taking on the Dundas Real McCoys. That series, Elmer is up 1-0. That looks like that'll be a dandy also.
Oh, yeah, Dundas Real McCoys played a great series against Cambridge. Some good, hard, solid hockey out there. Went into Elmer the other night for game one. Weren't quite into it in the first period. Elmer jumped to a quick lead and now won. Scott Dickey in net played right to the middle of the third period, and they took him out after 4 sort of quick goals on him. But it's an end-to-end game. Don't let the score fool you. There's some good hockey in that hockey game, and there's going to be some better hockey down the road here.
A new award, the Ivan Tennant Award, recognizing the top player in the Ontario Hockey League in play on the ice and play and his schoolwork in high school, and also a Roger Nielsen Award for hockey player in the OHL and his university schooling. That is named recently by the Ontario Hockey League. So that is something good to see from the Ontario Hockey League, and Ivan Tennant, a long time with this Kitchener Rangers organization, a great honor for his family. 1-0 here in Kitchener after 1 period of play. The second period is on tap. Josh Disher, the star in the first period, beaten only once on 22 shots and killed off a 5-on-3 Kitchener power play also.
Great pass across to Craig Vokes here by Michael Richards to McGrath to set this thing up. Some good work with the power play going on, getting their chance. They got their opportunity of 5-on-3. They got the 1 goal, but they could have had a couple more if they had a little bit of a bounce here or there and make this thing a whole new hockey game. But now the Erie Otters have killed off that 5-on-3, put themselves in a good, confident mindset that they can play and they can do what they have to do out here to win this hockey game.
And they'll start off this second period with the man advantage for 1 minute and 56 seconds. Well, we got keeping our eyes on the out-of-town scoreboard. How about that? London and Guelph tied at 1 in the first period. Guelph almost stole game number 1. Sault Ste. Marie leads the Windsor Spitfires 1-0. Owen Sound leading the Plymouth Whalers 1-0 also.
Well, that Guelph-London game, Guelph did score a goal right at the buzzer. It was just a little too late in a 3-2 game, but like we've been saying all along, Guelph just seems to have the game that seems to be able to work against the London Knights and see if this continues in the playoffs.
And the Sudbury Wolves leading the Brampton Battalion. Could the Wolves go up 2-0 on the Battalion, now on home ice tonight?
Well, I heard about that game. It was a great game, up and down type of hockey game, and Sudbury does have the game to maybe take this Brampton Battalion right to 7.
Rafael Martinowski set up the game-winning goal in overtime last night in Brampton. Craig Vokes has been very noticeable tonight for the Rangers, though. He was involved in that trade for Martinowski last season.
Well, Craig Vokes coming out there quick and fast this year. He plays great with Michael Richards. We'll see if it continues as this game goes on.
Erie to the power play. Jeff Platt centers Thomas Galasek, and Sean O'Mara will man the point with Brian Lee. Donnelly, our first intermission guest, is with Michael Richards on the penalty kill with Boris Volabik and Mark Fraser. There's O'Mara on the puck. Is he going to cough it up? Donnelly aggressive on the penalty kill. Doesn't get the puck, but does a good job nonetheless. Now he will get the puck. Jeff Platt now trailing the play, looking for the pass, looking to notch his first power play goal after being second in the league with 20 during the regular season. Only Patrick O'Sullivan, Rob Shrimp had more with 23.
Well, we know his effectiveness as a power play guy out there, or penalty killing guy out there. He's deadly, and another guy that's deadly with the puck. If he gets his opportunity, 25 goals this season. Ryan O'Mara, he can put the puck in the head. A great finish to this season, putting a lot of pucks in the net, and we'll see if he's able to continue that trend in this playoff series.
There's big Boris Volabik. And Dan Liebold telling me before the game when he was rocked by Andrew Shannon, they didn't think it was a concussion. First he was showing no symptoms. He thought it was more of a whiplash, and it was really his neck that was strained, and thought that the pain actually shot from the neck up into the head. With the concussion, it comes from the head and can even shoot all the way down into the body. But they're confident Volabik is 100%. Here is Galasek back to O'Mara. Now it's Brian Lee. Jeff Platt parked on the post, and there he is with the puck now. Hands it off to Thomas Galasek. Platt on the puck. Back to the blue line. Here is Lee over for O'Mara. Plays it in deep. Galasek puts it out front, and now an opportunity for the Erie Otters for a 5-on-3 power play.
Cross-checking penalty coming up to Mark Fraser in front of the net. Then Mark Hicks doing a job out here, making sure the stick work is called, making sure that the players know what the standard's going to be. You can see out here, you'll see him coming across and putting it right to the back, knocking him down, taking a cross-checking penalty. He's keeping a pretty tight rein on that kind of stuff in this game to start this series off. Let them know. He knows for sure that these two clubs have got some bad blood, and if you don't stay tight on them, it could get to another way it was played the last game they had in this building.
Jeff Platt back to O'Mara. Here's the captain. Back for O'Mara. Jeff Platt cross ice trying to do what the Rangers did to score their only goal of this hockey game.
Well, Jeff Platt, he's a player that has the same ability and puck sense that Michael Richards has. They like to do that quick cross-ice pass because they know the goaltender's going to come across to make the save. You get that pass on the tape, it's very difficult to stop. And look at the wingspan that he has in that net for Turple, getting that leg across. He's got a lot. He covers a lot of ice down low when he comes across like that.
25 seconds left in this Erie 5-on-3 power play. Brian Lee circles back. Richards stands him up. Richards, 5 short-handed goals on the season. Won't get his first in the power plays this time. Clarkson getting ready to step back onto the ice. And the Rangers standing up at the blue line, and Richards sends it the length of the ice. David Clarkson's goalie interference penalty has expired. It's now a 5-on-4. Jeff Platt with some great speed out front. Dan Turple with a sensational save in the Rangers net. He hasn't been as busy as Josh Disher, but he has made a couple of absolutely great saves.
We saw a great play, too, by the Erie Otters coming across. They got the 3 along the blue line, and they were able to cut in behind and get that chance to score. You could see them trying to backpedal to catch it because they knew it was coming, and they couldn't get there in time. But Turple made a great save.
Now the Otters called for icing.
And you can see, if you watch this replay, we can see it as they get a little chance to come. You see him going hard, Platt to the outside, and he crosses up the defense, and the guys behind, getting in behind like they did here. You can see him trying to get to them, and they couldn't catch him. And a great save by Turple, but some good movement by the Erie Otters coming at him at the blue line, full speed, keeping their feet going, keeping moving, cutting in behind, and really catching the flat footer on the D, trying to get back to cover him up.
Great replays by our cameramen right on top of the ball. 40 seconds left in this Erie power play. Turple stopping a breakaway in the first period, and then that sensational save there just moments ago.
So right now the Erie Otters having a 5-on-3 line with a capitalize, still looking at a 5-on-4. And again, what is right happening in this, as they know in this series, and they were talking about it to both coaches, is that the special teams is going to be a very important component in this series in the long run, because the fact that they have to get their power play going and score, and Erie Otters, that's one of the things they say is one of the keys to what they have to do.
Azevedo, Donnelly, Pepe, and Kindle, the penalty killers. Here's McLean to Chris Green. The return feed doesn't work. Azevedo puts it off the referee, and Azevedo will get a second opportunity. This time he circles back, and he'll let Pepe find an opening. And that is it. Mark Fraser steps back onto the ice. The Rangers back to full strength. Kitchener with a 1-0 lead. The goal coming on a 5-on-3 power play in the first. Cross-ice feed to Evan McGrath, beating Josh Disher. Big hit at center ice. Duco and Herring, 2 solid players, run into each other. Neither budges. Azevedo make that. Duco runs into his man, and here come the Otters. Chris Green with the puck, puts it towards the goal. Blocker save. David Herring on it now. Herring, the Tecumseh native. Spinning around was Vince Scott, the Mississauga native. Doesn't get much on his shot. Chris Green and Valabic. Valabic fakes the body check, and Chris Green hesitates. And now Green comes back at Valabic. Green goes down, and the Ranger player is going to the penalty box.
Well, that's a tough call on Vellebeck. I don't really think that was a call I would have called. I think that the two players are battling, both of them out there, and he just seemed to be taking on the play here. He takes a bit of a shot here, puts a stick in the player, down he goes, and the call's made. Sometimes you got to let these players have their opportunity to have their battles, and if there's something clearly a penalty happening out there, then you want to grab that one. Mark Hicks, not the second guess out here. He saw it probably at the tail end and caught the trip at the last minute, and he reacted to that and gave the penalty to Vellebeck.
Well, for our fans watching in Erie on the internet, OntarioHockeyLeague.com, the live webcast, Lance Roberts, 14 years as a referee in the National Hockey League.
One thing you're seeing from the Erie Otters right now in this hockey game is they're showing a lot of speed up front. They're coming in with a lot of speed and on top of the Kitchen Rangers defense and making them have to react quickly. And it's been something you've been watching in the first two periods here, is the ability for them to do a lot of quick speed coming at the for puck pressure and also coming across that blue line. So continue to watch to see how that happens tonight.
Richards and Henderson on the penalty kill. Fraser and Benoit on the blue line. This is Ryan O'Mara, 6 points versus the Kitchener Rangers this season. Teams played each other 8 times. David Clarkson, now it's Richards winding and shooting, and Disher makes the stop.
Michael Richards, we all know how great a penalty killing situations that he is in there with Team Canada. He was outstanding with Team Canada at the World Juniors as a penalty killer, both 5-on-4 and 5-on-3, getting a chance to score here. Disher again having a place. Disher's playing so great in that net right now, Roger. He's so squared up. He just knows where the puck is. He's seeing the puck and doing a great job in being able to make those saves.
See some of the game notes there. Adam Keefe eligible to return tomorrow in Erie. The Ontario Hockey League, say what you want to the opposition, just don't do it in sign language. Keefe picking up a 2-game suspension. The Rangers clear the puck out of harm's way. And Dan Turple, large and in charge in the Ranger net. And as you mentioned it, Josh Disher, square to the Ranger shooters. He has been sensational in the goal. The shots on goal a little more even now. 24-17, Kitchener still with the advantage.
I'll tell you, Roger, the more I watch this Justin Azevedo play out here, he has earned every bit of ice time he's getting. He's on this penalty kill. He is such a smart player. He makes such great plays out there. He sees the ice, makes the plays. He's on top of the puck. You see Matt Pepe getting a chance to get back in the lineup. A lot of good physical presence on that blue line for the Kitchener Rangers.
Go to www.rogerstelevision.com. Vote on who you think will win this series. When you get to the Rogers website, click on Waterloo Region, and the question should be right there for you. Brian Lee over for Ryan O'Mara. Lee missing just 1 game in his last 3 OHL seasons. A definite Iron Man. Can the Rangers wear him down as this series goes on?
Well, Jeff Platt, he might be getting a little frustrated out there. The ability that this guy has, they're taking an offside here. He's just not getting the scoring chances that he wants out there. Good job being done by the Kitchener Rangers shutting him down. We know the focus is to make sure that they keep him off the scoreboard, and they feel that that's one of the keys and the secrets to stopping this Erie Otter team.
Well, the Erie Otters traded Rob Heisey earlier this year and a 5th-round pick to Barrie for Andrew Hotham, Andrew Shannon, and a 5th-round pick in return. And their defense certainly improved with that trade.
Well, Andrew Hotham's been great on defense, and he's put some points.
There's Jeff Platt looking for a point, and Dan Turple says, no thank you.
Andrew Hotham has put some points on the board. He's been doing everything that's been asked of him since he came over from Barrie. So that trade and the future that they got out of that trade, I think they're going to be better for it down the road. Those are the kind of things you don't get a chance to read, so you see who they get for their picks.
Well, Hotham has 21 points in 43 games played with the Erie Otters, and Andrew Shannon is certainly a very physical force. We saw that 1 week ago, drilling Boris Volabik. So, yes, they do give up the bigger name in Rob Heisey, but if you asked Erie if they would do it all over again, they may in fact do it again. Here's Azevedo, and called on the offside in front of the Rangers bench, making a trade. Ryan Donnelly caught inside the zone.
Well, this game right now has become a bit of a real defensive struggle, some good physical play. Not much ice out there. Like they say, they want to limit their time and space on the ice. That's exactly what Peter SIDORKIEWICZ told us he wanted to try to do with their key players, and that's what the Erie Otters have been doing, is limiting time and space, moving quickly to the puck, putting the pressure, and that's been something that's been successful for them so far tonight.
The penalty to Boris Volabik about to expire. The big Slovak back onto the ice, touches up to center. And this time he's ready for a hit coming from the backside with Eric Bagshaw, but Vlahovic easily spun away from that one. He's a big guy. First round draft pick in the NHL, Boris Vlahovic, but even in the OHL, you need to be aware of the body checks coming at any time. There is Evan McGrath. Across the Erie blue line, Mike Duco following it up, threads the pass through, hops over the stick of David Clarkson, and then Mike Duco runs over Andrew Hotham. Clarkson tied up in behind the play with David Herring. As those two get separated, we'll go downstairs. Here is Kelly Walmsley with the Moose Winooski's Uniquely Canadian fan in the stands.
I'm down here in the commotion corner with Russell. How are you doing tonight? Good. Russell has some artwork that he'd like to show me and all of you. Do you want to show them? Sure. Show them. Wow, that's a nice sign. What's that for? Andre's Benoit 100th goal. His 100th goal? That's really nice of you. You think the Rangers are going to win tonight? Yeah. That's good. Good answers. All right, we're going to go back upstairs to Roger and Lance. Thanks, bud.
All right, thank you, Kelly. And there is Mike Duco with a thunderous body check.
Yeah, throwing his weight around a little bit out there, gets them an opportunity to throw a body check in that situation. And some good to see the physical play keeps going, Roger.
Well, tonight, fans in the stands here can also buy tickets on an Andre Benoit autographed hockey jersey, and I think Kelly may have even purchased a ticket or two, a big Ranger supporter. Lashoff and Sean O'Connor exchanging pleasantries.
We see Matt Lashoff, one of those key guys in the defense for the Kitchener Rangers. He's a good, smooth skater, brings that puck out. He leads the rush quite a few times when he gets his opportunities, and they continue to want to play physical out there. We got a 4-on-4 situation with the two players in the box, one for Erie, one for Kitchener.
Well, Monday night is Rogers night here at the Dom Cardillo Arena. Every time the Rangers score, a fan here in the arena will win a 20-inch television set, and just by watching the game at home and going to our website, you also have a chance to win a television set, and also other great prizes as Ryan O'Mara works the puck in, including cell phones and cable and the like. And it looks like another Kitchener penalty is on store here.
This is going to be Lashoff. He goes high to Merlini's head. You really have to get up there high to go to his head, but he does make a statement here. He goes to take the body check here. You'll see him come up high to his head area, putting the forearm to his head with the elbow and penalty coming up to Lashoff. Those are the things you got to be thinking about out there. You can't be going to a player's head. You're going to get the penalty call is going to happen. And Mark Hicks has been calling a pretty tight game so far tonight. You got to be thinking better than that.
And with David Herring and David Clarkson off on the ice is now 4-on-3, lots of ice here for the Erie Otters. Brian Lee on the puck. This is O'Mara. Jeff Platt out there also with Sean O'Connor. O'Mara to Platt, back to the blue line. This is O'Mara again. Platt, the Otters pass it around. Platt tries from a bad angle, and Turple got a piece of that one. O'Mara again, cross ice for his partner. Takes a return feed to Platt out front, and that one is swatted away by Mark Fraser. O'Connor would have had a glorious chance if that pass had gotten through to him. There's Jeff Platt back on the puck. 20 power play goals in the regular season. Now he feeds it across the blue line, throws his stick to the ice, gets a new piece of lumber, and will head right back into the play. Here is Platt on the puck. O'Mara can't find it, but it does stay in. O'Connor parked out in front of Dan Turple. Mark Fraser trying to clear him out of the way, gives him a cross check. Doesn't want to get another penalty though. O'Connor is open, there's a shot, Turple makes the save, and the Rangers clear it down the ice. 19 seconds left on this 4-on-3, then it will be a 5-on-4 for the Otters. Here is Chris Green across the Planters Peanut sign. Matt Pepe looking to stop him. Merlini winds and shoots. Turple gets his glove on that one.
Well, good job letting Turple see the shots out there. Big time. Good work on the penalty kill again by the Rangers. And the Erie Otters are doing a good job moving that puck around, getting their opportunities. But I'll tell you, some good work letting Turple see the shot on this one. You can see how they keep things away from him, keep the traffic clear in front of that net, and allow him to see that puck clearly coming off that blue liner.
Big face-off win by Evan McGrath. The puck out to center ice, now a 5-on-4. Power play for another 25 seconds. David Herring doing some good work along the boards for Erie. So is that man, Tomas Galasek. 280th pick overall in the 2001 draft, and now a pretty key part of this Erie lineup.
He's a strong defensive player. Roger does a good job on the defensive side of the puck.
Donnelly almost coughs the puck up. Merlini takes the shot. That one 4 feet wide of the goal, and now Kitchener back to full strength. This may be the first time this period the teams have been at full strength at the same time, and we're 9.5 minutes into it. Here's Donnelly for Evan McGrath. Back for Donnelly. He tries to poke it towards the goal. Instead, it goes into the corner. Mike Duco is run into by Chris Green. Donnelly is upended. The fans wanting a call. Referee Mark Hitz. Let's play continue. That pass too far for Green. The Otters will make a line change. O'Mara stepping onto the ice. Heller and Lee on the blue line. And Fraser will just get the puck out of his own zone as Kitchener clings on to a 1-0 lead.
Well, Mike Duco, he's been really involved in this hockey game on the physical side. He's been hit twice himself, but probably took the worst. The guy hitting him, trying to hit him. He's so solid on his skates out there and throwing a big body check earlier in the game. You see some Erie Otter here. McLean, the young player, good underager. Brett McLean coming off a great season and is a big part of this team and a big part of the overall organization for the Erie Otters for future to come.
Doesn't turn 17 until Christmas Eve.
He's like the second youngest player in this league. Playing on the second line. Getting a lot of ice time too.
Yes.
That's kind of a success story for a young player if you're getting that kind of ice time and playing in the OHL.
Although the OHL voted against drafting a limited number of 14-year-olds this week. So no underagers. Here's Michael Richards, John Tavares, a big name in Toronto, the consensus #1 junior pick in a year's time, and tempers starting to flare here. The Mississauga Ice Dogs would like them to reinstate you can play for your hometown team as a underager, but that's not going to happen.
Well, the biggest thing is that about you see here the hook and penalty that they're a little insensible, wondering how that wasn't called. Michael Richards trying to drive through, and you know, and the thing about it is if the player's feet are moving and he's working hard to get past that, you know, and he's done the job to be by that play, then you're using the stick in a manner that's taking the opportunity away. Then sometimes I think that those are the calls I'd like to see made. I think that's what the NHL's looking at, trying to get those calls made. They're calling in the American Hockey League, and that's something we could work on at lower levels of hockey, is to get that stick off of a guy's trying to skate through. He keeps his feet moving, and then you end up with the situation where more offense can be created.
Michael Richards only played one game in the playoffs last year before being injured. David Clarkson was still suspended. Kitchener happy to have almost a full lineup here tonight.
Well, like Peter DeBoer says, he really hasn't seen a full lineup or the real Kitchener Ranger team most of this season, but now they got their opportunity to see what these guys can do all in the lineup.
Richards and Heller in the penalty box, 4-on-4 here. Dan Turple will play it safe and hold on for the faceoff.
You can see him still all really rough and tough out there. Some real animosity in this hockey game, so you're going to have to see what happens out here. Valabec getting involved, but he's showing some discipline out there.
With Andrew Shannon, the man from 1 week ago that put Valabec out of the hockey game.
Timing will be everything in that situation, and I mean, Valabec is using his head. It's a 4-4, 1-0 hockey game, 4-4 right now. He knows that he has to play discipline. He started showing a little bit of that towards the end of the season. Some good, solid, smart hockey being played, so he's continuing that trend, which is good to see for him as a player and for the Kitchener Rangers.
Azevedo and David Clarkson, Jeff Platt and Andrew Shannon, the forwards in this 4-on-4. Andre Benoit with Kindle on the blue line. It is Lee and Merlini. Or is it Merlini Lee? Jeff Platt, he is all that. Looking for the pass, he gets it. Clarkson, though, just lifts his stick partially at the last second. Turple stops Shannon's shot. Now it is Merlini, and he can't get that pass by Brian Lee. A hard one and off the mark. 8:25 to go in this second period. 25-22. Kitchener out shooting the Erie Otters, and they lead 1-0. Evan McGrath a power play goal in the first period at the 16-minute mark, a 5-on-3 power play. There's McGrath right back on it, looking for Mike Duco. McGrath still with it, takes that shot, rips it high over top of the goal. Lashoff slaps it in for Duco. McGrath back on it, spins away from Lee. McGrath showing some good jump this shift. Hands it off for Lashoff. Lashoff spins away from Chris Green. Now Brian Lee around the boards. McGrath gets to it first. Just flips it back into the corner. Lee winds and rips it around the boards and all the way down the ice.
Good solid shift by Evan McGrath, who's had a great season coming into these playoffs. He looks like he's ready to go.
McGrath, 87 points on the year, his best year by far in the Ontario Hockey League. And here is Chris Green. He is offside. Lashoff pulls him down and is going to get a penalty. Green couldn't touch the puck because he was across two lines. And I don't think Lashoff knew that.
Well, here's a McGrath chance here. He's working so hard, picking things up here. Does a great job on the boards and scooping that puck, bringing it out front. You can see the good work that he's doing, trying to pass it off and keeps control of it. He's really showing his ability to hang on to it and make the shot here, going high to the top corner there and not able to put the puck in there. Now we're looking at a penalty being called on Lashoff. Just what I talked about, no problem, but you got to call it the other way if it's happening on the other side of the coin. So one thing I want to see is at least he's making the call on this play where the defenseman gets caught on this play. He's out of position, uses his stick in a legal act to get himself back into position and take away the scoring chance. You got to do the same thing all the time in the hockey game and be consistent. That's all they're going to ask.
So it's another power play for the Erie Otters. Power play ranked 11th in the league as Michael Richards hits Ryan O'Mara with some authority. O'Connor coming in, Ryan Donnelly is right there. And now Richards knocks a man down after the whistle, and Andrew Hotham gives him a little brush to the back of the head.
Well, they're going to be a long series, like we said. It's only game one, and you can see the animosity trying to surface in this hockey game. Both teams have been probably told by their coaches, be smart out there, make sure you take penalties that are smart out there, and you can see some of this stuff is starting to broil into a bit of a really intense hockey game out here with a big hit from on plat from Michael Richards, and you can see that these guys have come to play with a lot of intensity tonight.
And the first 3 games are going to be played in 4 days, so could be a lot of carryover, certainly in a short term. Ryan O'Mara at the blue line, takes a wrist shot. Dan Turple sees it all the way.
In some ways, you're looking at game 2 because you know that we said it would be a best of 8 from the start of the season because they played that one game just about a week ago, and this is now into the second game from a real heated contest. And I've been pretty impressed by the fact that they've been keeping themselves fairly under control with a lot of stupid stuff happening out there. Just some good physical play, which penalties will happen. But right now, into the second period with 6:45 left to go, you can see that things are getting on edge here a little bit.
Taking a look at the Eastern Conference in the playoffs, Sudbury leads Brampton 2-1 in the second period. Here in the West, London is now leading the Guelph Storm 2-1 in the second period. The Sioux over Windsor 3-0 also in the second. Owen Sound 1-0 on Plymouth. And here in Kitchener, it's 1-0 the Rangers over the Otters. One other game in the East. Toronto leads Mississauga 2-0. There is a point shot. That one is blocked nicely by Kevin Henderson. There's Chris Green looking cross ice, and Henderson is there, fails to clear though. Andrew Hotham keeps it in. Hotham has 5 power play goals on the season. A minute left in this Erie opportunity. Andrew Shannon, his pass intercepted and sent the length of the ice. The Rangers looking to change up their penalty killers. Pepe and Kindle, fresh defensemen. Herring, cross ice. Pass in the air, O'Mara can't knock it down. Now it is Hotham, the 18-year-old, and Kindle will slide it in. Jakob Kindle, his first game since March 11th. He was out with a knee injury. Hotham, last man back, Donnelly, playing his first game since February 25th. Donnelly has been out for a full month. He did dress in Owen Sound last weekend, but never played. Matt Pepe drills Andrew Shen, and then he takes a pretty tough check himself, and the Erie Otters are going to get called.
I think you're going to see a cross-checking penalty coming from here to Herring, number number 37, but you can see the physical. Matt Pepe, how tough he is on his skates. You can see the big hit. He takes the hit, and he gives the hit here. Now you see the cross check right here from Herring. You'll see him sit in the box for 2 minutes, and again, we're looking at a nullifying a power play situation. They got to be thinking out there a little stronger, but when you're playing in a tough game like this, you got to make sure that your presence is known sometimes, and you're going to take penalties. It's not too bad if you're going to take the penalties. It's how you react to it when you do. And if you're able to walk the walk and kill them off, then it's okay then to take these penalties if you want to do it.
Kitchener's power play third best in the regular season. 22.1% of the time they score in 5 seconds. They are to the power play again. Home ice, Kitchener's power play runs with a 26.9% efficiency rating. Here comes Michael Richards just out of the penalty box. His last shot. Richards can't get the puck across to him. So the Rangers are now on a power play. Andre Benoit comes up with the puck. McGrath, Clarkson, and Richards up front. Benoit is joined by Kindle on the blue line. And that pass called on the offside.
I was talking to Andre Benoit before the start of the game, and I said, you had a great year, young man. What a super season you've had. What a great career and a great run you've had in the OHL. And I said, have you had anybody even talking to you whatsoever about possibilities in the pro ranks? He says, nothing so far, but he said, that's not worried about that at all. I got a job to do yet for the Kitchener Rangers. I'll worry about that after.
Maybe he'll get a call for the Bobby Hull Invitational, a.k.a. WHA tournament that will be coming up. Benoit initially one of the first picks in the WHA before it folded, and now will it reform or not under new guidance?
Well, I know that they're having that tournament, and you see Craig Folks here coming off a strong year with 20 goals and playing great with Michael Richards. He got a couple of quick goals there towards the end of the season to get the 20 in his last game, and he had a great night tonight. So far, some great scoring chances, but I believe Michael Richards makes him tick. He loves to play with him.
David Clarkson loves to tick off the opposition. Fifth most power play goals in the OHL, 17. And Clarkson only played in 51 games this year. Just coming back from a broken bone in his foot. Clarkson runs into Heller holding his face as he goes to the ice. Now he gets back up. He looks to be okay. Didn't see anything that looked out of the ordinary when he and Clarkson came together. Now offside is called. We'll take a look at it, see if, in fact, Heller did get something in the face.
Well, again, you can see the Erie Otters, like Michael Richards is out there logging a lot of ice time, but the Erie Otters, you see how quickly they're moving and how fast they are on the puck pressure. Here's the big hit here. I don't think anything of a minor penalty would have been incurred on that one. Just gets sandwiched in here, and I think the stick comes up of a zone that hits him in the face on that one. But the biggest thing right now for the Erie Otters is that they're doing a great job in limiting time and space, like they say. That's one thing they're trying to do, and they're doing a great job of it right now.
35 seconds left in this Kitchener man advantage. Matt Lashoff chases after the puck, and Thomas Galasek will come up with it. Lead pass onto the tape of Sean O'Connor, or make that Vince Scott. Long shot handled easily by Dan Turple. Shots on goal now even, 25 apiece. Kitchener outshot Erie 22-14 in the first frame. Clarkson through the middle of the ice. Richards bumps his man. Both will go to the ice as Andrew Hotham comes up with the puck. Richards still being jostling with Chris Green in behind the play. Chris Green without a helmet has to get off the ice quickly. Well, the whistle will sound. It looked like Green wanted to challenge Richards to a duel.
I'm not sure he had his opportunity. He didn't really want to do that at all, I don't think at all. I think he wanted to.
It's now time for another Moose Winooski's Fan of the Stands. Here is Kelly Walmsley.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here with Josh, Tanner, and Adam, who all play on the same hockey team. What team do you play for?
Kitchener Junior Rangers.
And I hear you're going to Halifax next weekend. What's that for?
It's a national tournament.
Okay, we're going to go back upstairs. We're going to come back down to you at the next break.
Thank you, Kelly. There's a shot. Turple makes the save. A couple of years ago, all the minor hockey teams in Kitchener renamed the Junior Rangers in a long-term deal. Let's go back downstairs and hear more. Here's Kelly.
All right. Now, Tanner, I heard a secret. I hear that you are, not you want to, but you are going to play for the Kitchener Rangers when you're older. Is this true?
Yes.
That's what your sister told me, so that's what I'm going by. And do you want to say happy birthday to anybody watching at home?
My grandma,
Aw, happy birthday. Okay, we're going back upstairs to Roger and Lance.
Thank you, Kelly. Happy birthday, Grandma.
So here's Andrew Hotham, is a good solid pick that they got out of Barry that does a great job on that blue line. He sets things up, a good leadership. You see a good chance here at Turple. He's doing his job on his side of the ice, making the great saves, making it look easy at times too, by the way he's doing these ones, but he covers a lot of net out there, as we all know. And you can see him setting up and doing a great job of that net.
Here's Heller on the puck, his shot, 4 feet wide of the goal. 3 minutes to go in the second period. O'Connor all alone got in behind the Rangers defense. Evan McGrath gave him a little bit of a tug, but a great opportunity for O'Connor to tie this hockey game. Malabik stands his man up, but he keeps going. Hotham, and here's Hotham out front. O'Mara was all alone. The Rangers in some big trouble. O'Mara drills Henderson as a whistle sounds. In comes Boris Malabik, but the Rangers are fortunate. They still lead this hockey game.
Well, Mark Fraser, he's the one that's going to get the cross-checking penalty, but you can see again a little bit of sluggish play in their own zone, not picking things up, allowing a lot of freewheeling here, and just about have an opportunity on the side of the net there, and he wasn't able to capitalize the Erie Otter. I'm not sure if that was Ryan O'Mara on the side there. Yeah, he just about had his opportunity. The puck just bounced over his stick. A lucky break for the Rangers on that one, but they're going to have to start to settle it down in their own zone, set things up, get control of their man, know who they're picking up, because the Erie Otters are really playing a solid game and some good, solid thinking out there. They're really using their speed out and moving the puck and getting some good puck pressure.
2:38 to go in this period. A fairly entertaining hockey game it has been. Another power play for the Erie Otters. Chris Green, Andrew Shannon, and David Herring. Lee on the blue line with Derek Merlini. Evan McGrath lined up as our second intermission guest, and there is a goal. Merlini, a harmless shot, finds its way through, and the Erie Otters have tied this hockey game.
We had to know that eventually at some point in time the puck was going to go in the net. With all the power plays been happening out here, you can't continue to take penalties in a hockey game of this magnitude. They're going to get some opportunity or break to happen their way. They killed off a lot of stuff in the first period themselves, and now they're getting their opportunities. They're capitalizing on it. No chance for Turple now, and a deflection in front of that net. I believe it was deflected to get that. Andrew Shannon, I believe, scores that goal.
Craig Vokes taken down in behind the play.
You're also going to have a penalty coming up, a big hit, another elbow coming from Kindle on Derek Bragshaw. You're going to see a penalty coming there, maybe another one to the Erie Otters also. We'll see what happens here. Kindle going to be going off for elbowing Bragshaw on the boards here, and you're going to see Herring going off for his penalty on McGrath as they continue to play with some real undisciplined thinking out here in this game. You can see the hit here. He jumps in the air to do it, taking it high to the head, and you can see something happen to behind the play. Who's that? I think it's Vokes down. We'll see if he's all right. But this game has got a lot of intensity, a lot of stuff happening out there. The junior hockey players are young. They're going to be emotional, play a lot of passion. They got to get it under control a little bit. Stick to the game and play hockey. I believe that Andrew Shannon here, he is the one that deflects this puck in front of the net, as you can see it coming through. I'm not sure. Yeah, I believe it took it off his stick into the net. No chance for Turple at all in that play.
They're announcing it as a Merlini goal, but no, I think the replay does show it
does
is
look like
Shannon.
it redirected off of Shannon for that goal, so we'll see what happens from there if they do change it eventually.
Jeff Platt leading the Erie Otters. Will they have a little more jump? Galasek all alone. Turple stacks the pads and comes up with a huge save.
Well, Galasek during this season probably would have liked to have had a little more points on the board. Played a lot of good stuff on the defensive side of the puck, and he's still a little bit being bitten. Never have a good chance to score. Doing a great job. You can see the speed they're using coming across that blue line. They're coming so hard and fast. They're going to the net with a lot of authority. Galasek having this opportunity. But like I was saying, look at the speed that Erie's bringing to him. Coming across, they're really jumping into that zone, through the neutral zone, and generating a lot of offense.
Here comes Mike Duco with some great speed. Richards trying to get his stick free. Crashes into the net. Takes a goaltender out, and this will be an Erie penalty.
Another penalty coming up. You got to stay with it. And Platt not happy with the call at all, but of course, you've got to realize you're going to be latching on the players, hooking them. I think that Platt's more angry because I think that Dave McLelland has told him, if you take any more stupid penalties out here, you're going to be in trouble. And it's another one he's taken. They need him on the ice in these situations, and he's not happy at all. We see the replay here. You can see Duco coming to try to put the puck to the net. You see him coming hard, and you see him being taken down by Platt. It's an obvious penalty to me. Those are the things that have to be called. There was one earlier in the game that wasn't called on Richards. It should have been called. I felt that Mark Hicks is making a call to tell these guys to play hockey. He's calling a lot of good penalties out here. They got to get themselves focused and start playing the game.
4-on-3 for the Rangers. Richards and Clarkson, Azevedo, and Andre Benoit. Here is Richards, back for Andre Benoit. The shot blocked beautifully by defenseman Brian Lee. Lee, though, he felt that one. He is shaking his right leg. Lee, though, is going to stay on the ice. He tells his partner, Heller, get over there. I'm all right. I'm one tough cookie. I'm an Iron Man. Only missed one game in 3 years. Little puck isn't going to keep me out. Richards looking for Clarkson. Bounces out of his way. And Kitchener forced back into their own end. The Erie Otters now out shooting the Kitchener Rangers 30-26. Hockey game is tied. McGrath over for Azevedo. Benoit, the one-timer, deflects off a body of Derek Bagshaw wide of the goal. Now Bagshaw will send it all the way down the ice one more time.
Great opportunity there for Andre Benoit, and they're getting some chances here again. Though Kitchener Rangers are going to have to start to put some of these things home. They're going to have to start to bury some of these chances.
Justin Azevedo, former Chatham Maroon, his former junior team, could wrap up the Western Junior B League tonight with a victory.
Owen Sound leading 2-1 over Listowel down here in the Midwest zone.
And Thorold in the Golden Horseshoe can wrap up that series also. Thorold has not lost a game yet.
If you're going to a Listowel game, be there early because you can't get a seat in that little barn. If you're not there by 4 o'clock, don't bother.
Hard to find seats here in Kitchener too. They just put 500 more tickets on sale yesterday and they were gobbled up quickly. Mike Duco, Jakob Kindle, the Rangers setting another attendance record in this regular season. Averaged over 5,900 fans a game. Evan McGrath on the puck, the wraparound takes a shot, bounces off a disher, but only blue jerseys there. There is Derek Merlini, shoots it in, and that is it for the second period of play. And we are tied at 1 after 2.
Well, when Peter SIDORKIEWICZ said that this thing was going to be penalty situations and special teams, and that would be the key to this playoff series, he wasn't kidding, Roger. I'm telling you, it's been all power play and penalty kill in the second period.
Let's take another look at the captain, Brian Lee, and what he brings to the Erie Otters.
Well, he does a great job in leadership. You can see the toughness he has. He blocks shots. He sacrifices himself for his hockey club and shows his team what it takes to win out there. And obviously, Erie Otters showing a lot of jump, a lot of speed in this game. They're utilizing everything that they have to keep themselves in this hockey game 1-1 on the road, playing a solid hockey game so far.
Evan McGrath will join Dave McLelland in our second intermission. McGrath, the Rangers' lone goal. Merlini credited with the Erie goal as of right now. We're back right after this on Canon Business Solutions OHL Prime Time.
Welcome back to Canon Business Solutions OHL Prime Time. My second intermission player guest from the Kitchener Rangers, number 19, Evan McGrath. Evan, it looks like it's a war out there.
Yeah, it's a tough one out there. We knew coming into today it's going to be quite the battle with these guys, and we're just coming out trying to get our forecheck, and hopefully it'll pay off.
You're sweating a little bit. Is it warm out there tonight?
Yeah, it's a little warmer than usual out there, but there's nothing you can do about that. They're playing it too, so just got to fight through that and dig out what you can.
The Rangers have pretty well a full roster back now. I know some guys are still hurt and they're playing, but that has to help a little bit.
Yeah, it does. Getting those extra bodies back, and especially some of our key players, is a big help. So hopefully they'll contribute a little more tonight, and everybody else will this third period.
You're tied 1-1 after 2, but you got a goal in the first period. Let's have a look at it now, and you call it for us, please.
Well, I just saw Benny give it down low. We had a lot of pressure. Richie just gave me a great pass and had the wide open net, and couldn't ask for anything else. No, you can't get a better pass than that.
Yeah, that was a big goal. The Otters got one back late in the second, unfortunately, so you go into the third all even.
Yeah, we're going in 1-1, which is a good spot at home. We got a lot of leadership on this team, and hopefully it'll show this period.
There was some write-up recently about you being buddy with the goaltender from Erie. I guess that's true, but tonight you're not friends, right?
No, you're never friends with your opponent. So me and Dish practiced a bit this summer together, and that was all fun. But now it comes down to the games and playoffs, so we want to come out ahead of them.
Good. So what can we expect from the Rangers here in the third then?
You're just going to see us come out hard and get our forecheck established again, and hopefully stay out of the box a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of penalties tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's tough playing with all the special teams, but got to battle through that and get the 2 points.
Good. Well, thanks very much, Evan. All the best to you and the Rangers. Stick with us, folks. We'll be right back with much more OHL Prime Time.
Time to get your snacks and hold on for some exciting talk right now as the Erie Otters and the Kitchener Rangers are tied at 1 after 2 periods of play. Dave McLelland will be joined by a couple of very special guests who give their playoff predictions. Let's join them right now.
Welcome to Inside the O. Hi everyone, I'm Dave McLelland, and joining me today, my panelists from 570 News, the voice of the Kitchener Rangers, Don Cameron, and sports writer with the Record, Jeff Hicks. Gentlemen, playoffs are underway. It's a whole new season, and we're going to put you experts on the spot here and see what we can predict. Let's go to the Eastern Conference first. Mississauga St. Mike's.
Patrick O'Sullivan's name comes to mind, and I think he's probably, arguably, one of the best players in the Ontario Hockey League. He, along with Kyle Quincy, leading the defense corps, and pretty good goaltending. I think they will take care of business with St. Mike's. The Majors played hard all through the last month and a half to make the playoffs. They may be done right now, just out of gas.
Yeah, I agree. St. Mike's did pretty well to make the playoffs after a big trade with Oshawa to get the Donati twins. But Mississauga's got a pretty talented offense as long as nobody's suspended, which they've had problems with this year.
Peterborough beat Barrie the first game 5-zip. Where do we go in that series?
Well, that was Belleville they beat, but
Thank you.
It stands to reason that Belleville played a defensive game right from the opening game of the season. George Burnett realized what he had with the hockey team, and he took it as far as he could. Peterborough, a very strong team under Dick Todd. Todd has the discipline there that maybe they didn't have before. They also have some goal scorers. That should be an easy series for the Petes.
Yeah, the Petes own the Bulls this year. They swept them in their 6 games and 5-0 in the first game. So I think we can see where that's headed, at least after one game.
Now let's go to Barrie and Ottawa. And Ottawa won the first game 5-4.
Well, the interesting thing about that is Ottawa won on the road, and they were probably the worst team in the Eastern Conference on the road this year. They are also playing Game 2 in Barrie, so I really think the edge shifts over to the Ottawa 67s. Not that Marty Williamson isn't a fine hockey coach with the Barrie Colts. It's just that I think Brian Kilray has been enough of these playoff series that he'll find a way for the 67s to go at least one more round.
Now, I'm picking Barrie to win the series, and I have, but you got to wonder what Barrie's thinking. They started Francois Watt in goal for the first game, and he got yanked. So now you got Dan LaCosta, who's supposed to be their goalie of the future that they got from Owen Sound. But what do you do for Game 2? You got to come back with LaCosta, but the pressure's on now. They've really it's funny, after one game, it's like they're right up against it.
Well, and we've had our first overtime game, a 3-2 Sudbury victory over Brampton. What about that series, Don?
Well, in that one, it's funny. I was leaning towards Sudbury in this one, mostly because of the goaltending, not because the rookie McChesney isn't good enough. It's just a case of maybe I like Lechner, the veteran overager who has international experience, and the Sudbury Wolves play in your face. They don't mind taking a whole lot of penalties. They'll kill them. And I think they play the style that Mike Foligno wants. I think they will get by Brampton.
It's definitely Mike Foligno hockey, isn't it?
That's for sure.
Well, I got Brampton in 7 because I like Wojtek Volsky and Ulahan and Tyler Harrison. I think they have a really nice team, good goaltending. But now they're in tough because they got to win in Sudbury, and that's not an easy place to win.
Well, you were the same side on 2 series and opposite on 2, so we'll find out who wins by the end of the series, I guess, gentlemen. But let's move over to the West, okay? The Western Conference, obviously, and let's start with the powerhouse London Knights and Guelph. They had their first game last night, a bit of a surprise, I think.
I think Guelph did as good as they could last night. They got the early lead. They played a strong defensive game. They got good goaltending from Ryan McDonald. Unfortunately, there were a couple of goals, as we say in the sports world. Sometimes we say it too much, but the goalie would like to have back. But the thing is, London has so much explosive power. They don't play to lose. They don't play for a tie. They play to win. And Guelph last night, I thought as the game wore on, they were playing to either get to overtime or not be embarrassed. You can't do that against London. They're going to win this series, maybe in shorter time than I thought, because if there was a game Guelph could have won, it was last night.
Yeah, this is what great teams do. They win games when they're down 2-1 in the third. They find a way to come back and win. They force the other team to make mistakes because of their depth and because they just keep coming at you, and that's why London's going to sweep this series.
Well, we all remember a game when the Rangers were leading 3-0 after 2 periods in London and lost that game. So you're quite right, Jeff. They seem to find ways to win for sure. How about Sault Ste. Marie and Windsor?
I think the Greyhounds are probably the most underrated team in the Western Conference. Everyone is saying, well, Windsor could upset them. They could do this. They could do that. Maybe in their own barn. But let's face it, Craig Hartsburg, when he came in, fortunately the NHL went out of business at least for a year or so, and Hartsburg went back to the Sioux. He put discipline, he put systems, he put everything into that Greyhound team, and they finished as one of the hottest teams in the Ontario Hockey League. I like them. Windsor's a good, feisty team in their own building, but I don't think their goaltending matches up to the Sioux. I'll take the Greyhounds.
I agree. The Greyhounds are right up there, just behind, I would think, the big three, which is Kitchener, Owen Sound, and London. You got a star like Jeff Carter, you got some good forwards, and you've got those meatheads that Steve Downey of the Spitfires was talking about, very effective meatheads, and guys like Reg Thomas and Jordan Smith. The Hounds are a very dangerous club, especially if you got to go up there and try and win a game in their building.
Jeff, let me keep you going on this one. A tough series coming up, Owen Sound and Plymouth.
Yeah, again, here you have a team in Owen Sound that hasn't played a lot of meaningful hockey the last month or so. They pretty much wrapped up the third seed, in February, and they haven't really been sharp. They lost to an undermanned Rangers squad to end the season at home, and they got a ton of offense, maybe a little thin on defense if you think of them as championship contenders. And the big question will be Mike Brown in goal. He's got to play better than he did down the stretch. I mean, he was fine, but you got to think of a championship here. That's what they brought him for. But if you look at the guns, Richardson and Ruzicka and guys like Jarrett and Robin Big Snake, as long as they can keep him not suspended.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to keep everybody on the right page. I like what Jeff is saying about about the Owen Sound team. They've got a lot going for them. The one thing about Mike Brown, he's never been in the playoffs. That's the biggest thing. And he is an outstanding goaltender, there's no question about that. And Paul Bissonnette, his teammate now and teammate before in Saginaw, he should be able to give that defense a little bit of help. But up front, if they get a run-and-gun attack going against Plymouth, I think Owen Sound can handle that. But if they play a tight defensive style that I think the Whalers may put in there, Jean-Michel and a pretty good goaltender in Ryan Nye, they may have something to say, but I still like Owen Sound. They've got a lot to prove this year, and I think they want to go, well, they have to go a long way just to convince their fans they are for real as far as the franchise is concerned.
Wasn't the key to a first-round upset last year?
Absolutely.
That said, I think the Attack are going to get a scare, but I think they'll go back there.
Well, now we come to a series that's special meaning for all of us, I guess, here certainly in Kitchener, the Kitchener Rangers and the Erie Otters. Jeff?
Otters don't stack up. Plain and simple, Rangers are deeper, more star players, more defense. Goaltending is pretty comparable. I think very good goaltenders, but I just don't think offensively the Otters can make this a long series. So I'm picking the Rangers in 5.
I've never wanted to go to the games, but I'm picking the Rangers in this one. Maybe that's a biased approach, but I almost echo the sentiments of what Jeff said. Rangers have an awful lot of firepower up front. They haven't scored as many goals in the second half of the season as I thought they should have. Maybe it was because of injuries, but they do have that explosiveness, and they also are very disciplined defensively. They're not disciplined as far as penalties are concerned. The most penalized team in the league. They kill penalties well, but don't test fate. And the other thing that I think that Erie is missing, they're missing that extra ruggedness in Michael Blunden, who'll be gone for the first 4 games. They've got Platt. You keep an eye on him. Ryan O'Mara, a dangerous player. But I think in the end, the Rangers are deeper and should win this series.
The Otters need Disher to steal a game here. And then if that happens, maybe because of the home ice advantage, Erie is one tough place to play.
It is probably the most difficult rink I see around the league for teams to play, and their fans are just something to behold. They are the Otter fans. There is no other team in the building. There is no other players. They could be Michael Richards, captain of Canada's national team. So what? Doesn't make any difference. It's the Otters. Toughest building in the league, I think, to play in for the visitors.
Well, thanks, gentlemen. We've run out of time as usual, and I would just say this, we'll find out in time how good the two experts are, and we do thank you for sharing your thoughts with us.
Erase the tapes. Erase the tapes.
Stay with us, folks, and we'll be right back with much more OHL Prime Time.
Jeff Platt and the Erie Otters back onto the ice. Well, they don't think the Otters stack up against the Rangers, but if they can squeak a victory out here tomorrow and head back to home ice, or here tonight and back to Erie tomorrow, then who knows?
Well, yeah, right now they're playing a pretty solid hockey game in this road situation for them. They're playing some good speed, utilizing a lot of puck pressure, limiting time and space. They're doing what has to be done out there in a 1-1 tie, and a lot to do, especially teams right now in this hockey game.
There is the lone goal by the Erie Otters. It looks like it was deflected, but the official so far still has Derek Merlini picking up that marker.
Well, regardless of who scored it, it went into the net in a 1-1 on another power play situation that the Rangers are giving up, and they have to start to get a little smarter in that situation when they have to start to score when they get their opportunities on the 5-on-3 and the 5-on-4. It was going to continue to be that type of a hockey game.
Erie out shooting the Kitchener Rangers 17-7 in that second period of play. As we take a look at the Otatown scoreboard, that is at the end of 2 periods. The London Knights still having trouble with the Guelph Storm, but heading towards a victory, it would appear. Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, little trouble so far tonight with the Windsor Spitfires. Owen Sound and Plymouth 1-0. Toronto and Mississauga, the Majors still lead the Ice Dogs 2-0. Sudbury and Brampton. Sudbury 1 period from going up 2-0 in that playoff matchup. And here in Kitchener, we're tied at 1, getting ready to start the 3rd period. Rangers on the power play for 4 seconds, and it's back to full strength. And there are the 4 seconds. So the teams are at 5-on-5. Andre Benoit, career points leader in the history of the Kitchener Rangers. This is their 42nd season, passing Paul Reinhardt earlier this year. Fraser takes a shot, and Josh Disher continues his great ways, and his scoring, of course, leader among defensemen all time.
Mark Fraser getting a chance to score in this play here, doing a good job getting to the middle, getting set up for the shot. But of course, Disher is able to see this thing clearly all the way through. Some good work by the D on the Erie Otters and keeping that area clear so Disher can make the saves and do the job they've been doing the whole game. You see some of the stats of a great player, Andre Benoit, having a solid junior career here at the Kitchener Rangers.
Puck off the end netting, they'll redo the face-off. Yeah, Andre Benoit came here as an underager and now in his overage season. Benoit originally a forward, and Justin Azevedo. Andre Benoit talking about some of these youngsters now that Andre Benoit is a 20-year-old, seems so old.
Yeah, so old. Should have a look at my age right now. But one of the things I'm my age, you're talking about Andre Benoit in the WHA. I did get a call to maybe possibly referee that game May 20th in the tournament they're having set up with this WHA in Hamilton and also in Vancouver.
Bagchaw is hit hard. Well, good luck to the players in that one if Lance Roberts is the referee.
Well, we'll see. They've asked if I was interested. I told them yes, and they're going to have a round robin here and a round robin in Vancouver, and then another best of 5 for the 2 winning teams for $2 million. Should be interesting if they could get this thing going.
Here's Jean-Michel Risk on the puck for Michael Richards. Richards kidding it out front. Risk can't get a handle on it. And I will handle any cash bribes. Here is Richards out front. Goes astray. And the Erie Otters, Andrew Hotham, flips it into the Ranger zone, giving chase is Chris Green. He is hit hard by Pepe. And the Rangers come up with the puck. David Clarkson will lead the rush. Derek Merlini, the lone goal for the Otters. Now the Erie Otters implementing a similar game plan to the Guelph Storm. Defense first. Don't let this high-speed team really get anything wheeling, and don't let them get dealing. And this is an icing call against Kitchener.
Well, you're right about that, Roger. That's one thing that the Erie Otters have done tonight. They've shut down the cycling situation that the Kitcherays like to do, and that's one thing that's been very successful for them so far.
Let's go downstairs for a Moose Winooski's fan in the stands. Here is Kelly Walmsley.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here with the McLeod girls. Now, there's usually 4 of them, and they're missing one. Jamie Lee is at home recovering from scarlet fever, so we know she's really mad that she can't be here, so her sisters want to say something. We miss you. Love you. We wish you were here.
We wish you were here.
All right, Jamie Lee, get better, honey. We love you. Okay, we're going to go back upstairs to Roger and Lance.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. Get well, Jamie Lee. Get back out here for Monday if you can. But if you can't, Jamie Lee, you can win a TV from home. That'd be pretty sweet. It's Rogers night on Monday.
Well, a lot of good, solid defensive work being handled out here. These guys have got to playing some tough hockey. There's not much space or room out there right now. Both teams really starting to bear down on the defensive side of the puck, starting to play with a lot more discipline in this third period right now, trying to get this victory in this hockey game.
See if I can win some high-speed internet here Monday night. I don't know if I'm eligible or not.
Well, your name's Roger. That might help. It's your night.
I know, yes, it's my night. I expect some food and drinks brought up to our media gondola box. Should be a good evening. Delayed offside in effect here. Gives Andrew Hotham some time to lug the puck out of his zone. Dan Turple leaves it there for his defenseman. Hotham is hit by David Clarkson. Hotham, though, solid character, stands on his feet and gets the puck to O'Connor. Nice blocker save by Turple. Azevedo gets it up, and Eric Fliegler plays that one to Clarkson.
We see some of the rugged play. The Erie Otters are really starting to control the boards along the wall, getting an opportunity to pop this one out, and a nice save, great save by Turple, who's been solid in net again tonight for the Kitchener Rangers. Obviously, when he brought him over here, they knew what he had, and they knew what he would bring to them in the playoffs, and he's showing it tonight.
McGrath, Clarkson, and Mike Duco. Patrick Davis has not returned in this hockey game after being sandwiched between 2 Erie Otters early in the first period. Davis went to the top prospects game. Has a lot of promise, but he has been injury plagued in his OHL career. Here's Merlini up for Bagshaw. He tries to get in between the Rangers defense, doesn't work. Kindle will play it around the boards. Duco charging out to the blue line, doesn't get there in time. And now it is Brian Lee. 6'2", 200-pounder. Lee blocked a shot in the second period. Looked to be hurt, but he'll shake it off. Looked like the puck may have got him as he went down to his knees just above the shin pad and just below the pants. There is Lee. Gets some help from David Herring. Herring, or number 21 in Windsor, switched to number 37 when he joined the Erie Otters. Blunden wears number 21 in Erie.
You see some good work here. Some speed being shown, but Duca coming back and taking the man in off the puck, and Kindle doing his job also and keeping himself in position to go after that puck. But you see, the fact is that these two teams right now, they're getting down to that short stroke type time when it's who wants this game more right now, I would think, Roger.
Michael Richards has a strong determination to win. He's out there right now for the Rangers with Vokes and Risk, Galasek, Platt, and Andrew Shannon for the Erie Otters. Here is Jean-Michel Risk, picked up from the Erie Otters for Paul McFarland and a second-round draft pick. A steep price the Rangers paid. Here is Richards, takes a shot, the puck is sitting loose. Craig Vokes can't get to it. Risk comes up with it. That was a post tinkering. Mike Fraser shot. That one is blocked, and now the whistle will sound. The Rangers come close, but Josh Disher somehow gets the job done.
You see a penalty coming up here, the holding call. You see the shot here, but you can see Vokes coming to the net, and he's got a player draped all over him coming in here, trying to get to the puck. Good call by Mark Hicks on this play, seeing that call for the holding call, taking him off that puck. He had a clear shot at the net, and that's something that the Vokes, as you can see right here, he's coming to the net hard, and this is where he gets taken down right here, and the call's made on the holding penalty, and you can see now it'll be a 5-on-4 for the Kitchener Rangers, and you can see the fact that they're getting stronger going to the net. That draws that type of penalty.
Richards, McGrath, and David Clarkson. Vokes and Benoit, the power play unit for the Rangers. Bagshaw and Jeff Platt. Brian Lee on the blue line with Jacob Heller. And we're 5 minutes into the third period. 1-1 the Rangers and the Otters. This is Craig Vokes back for Benoit, the one-timer. Fans on it. Heller battles with David Clarkson. Now Bagshaw. Michael Richards gets to him in time. Here's Andre Benoit. Hands it off to McGrath. McGrath cool and collected with the puck. Tries to thread the pass out for Clarkson. Doesn't work. They get intertwined. The puck is still loose. McGrath takes a few cross checks but cannot get the puck past Disher.
Well, you can see the Erie Otter defense are doing the job that they have to do to keep that stuff clear. A lot tougher in front of the net than they were the last game here. And Evan McGrath, he's been doing everything tonight. Played some great defensive plays tonight. Handling the puck really well, showing some great confidence, going to the net, scoring the only goal so far in this hockey game for the Kitchener Rangers. He has done it all so far tonight, but you can see how tough it is to get to the front of that net. They're not making it easy. Brian Lee and the boys are doing a great job and keeping things clear. You better make sure you know what you're doing if you're going to go in front of Disher.
Just doing a little repair on the ice in the crease of Josh Disher. Gives him a little bit of a rest as Justin Azevedo looks on. The youngster had 6 points in 7 games against the Otters this year. Rangers will have to regroup. Azevedo is with Jean-Michel Risk and Mike Duco. Benoit stays on the blue line with Craig Vokes. Chris Green trying to kill it off. Joined by Vince Scott. Merlini on the blue line with Andrew Hotham. There's Jean-Michel Risk back to Craig Vokes. To Mike Duco. Or make that Azevedo. Duco now goes for the front of the net. Vokes takes a shot, goes off at Duco, and into the end netting for the whistle.
We see Jean-Michel Risk out there, one of the guys that came along with Ryan Donnelly. Ryan Donnelly, haven't seen much of him lately in this hockey game, but Jean-Michel Risk still getting an opportunity to go out there to play, do what he has to do. He's got a lot of talent, just needs the opportunities, and he can score goals. He is one that has the potential to be a great star in this league.
Erie Otters penalty killers, ranked 10th in the league throughout the regular season. Mediocre, but doing a great job against the Rangers tonight. Kitchener has scored just once. That was on the power play, but it was a 5-on-3 man advantage. And then after that, the Rangers had a full 2-minute 5-on-3 and did not score. Here is Evan McGrath. Walks out front, takes a shot, a weak one, and no problem at all for Disher.
You can see the battle. You can see Brian Lee, of course, he's attached to McGrath's hip out here. He's the guy that they have to stay with. You can see him right here. He knows he has to stay with him all the way around, stick with him all the way, keeping them and nullifying him in front of that net. That's what Brian Lee knows that he has to do tonight with both McGrath and Richards. His work has been cut out for him dearly.
See if Disher gets into the head of the Kitchener Rangers. Unable to beat him. Will they try to get too pretty? Lashoff takes a shot. That one is blocked by Brian Lee. Back to the blue line. Here's Lashoff again. Benoit takes a shot. The puck is there. McGrath takes a shot. Benoit pinching in. Can't get it past the sprawling defender. Lashoff over for Azevedo. Should have probably shot it. Benoit's one-timer 2 feet wide. Disher without a goal stick. Now he will get it as the Rangers are forced back into their own zone. The Otters kill off another penalty. Kitchener coming close, unable to raise the puck over a sprawling Josh Disher. 7 minutes gone in this third period. Kitchener scored in the first period. Evan McGrath on the power play. Derek Merlini in the second on the power play, and that is where we sit right now. 35-35. The shots on goal are even. Derek Bagshaw to the puck first. Matt Lashoff around the board. Scott Hotham, a shot wide of the goal. Ryan Donnelly knocks 2 Erie Otters to the ice. The Rangers, though, can't come up with the puck. Henderson now on it. He gets away from a hit from Bagshaw, who had him lined up from several feet away. Donnelly charges the net. Michael Richards backs up, and he can't get it past the man. Looks like he may have even hit Donnelly, and again, Disher loses his goalie stick. The whistle sounds as a penalty is coming up to the Erie Otters.
Ryan Donnelly, we were just talking about, we hadn't seen him lately in this hockey game. He comes out and lets us know, I'm still here, boys. Look at me go. He cuts to the net here and does a good opportunity to put the puck in the net and draws a penalty on the play here. As hit comes in, and he tried to take the shot, Michael Richards, but good, solid work by Ryan Donnelly and drive into the net. You can see how big how big he is and how hard he is to knock off his skates and getting a good opportunity here. And then also Michael Richards getting a chance. Disher coming up big. He is absolutely the story of this hockey game tonight so far, Roger. He's making the big saves. And Peter SIDORKIEWICZ said, you just don't know, anytime you play any level of hockey, your goaltender is the most important guy. You just don't know if he's there or not and how he's going to play.
Well, both goaltenders great tonight. Michael Richards, he is pulled down. Looks to the referee. Play will continue on. Kitchener not going to get another 5-on-3 for that one. 8 minutes gone now in the third. Craig Vokes loves manning the point on the power play. And he plays forward. And the Rangers are at even strength. Funny bounce. Right a hope front. Nobody knew where it was. Well, Benoit has an assist tonight and the Rangers' lone goal. Can he set up another one? Captain Michael Richards to Evan McGrath. Craig Vokes is in deep looking for the pass, doesn't get it. David Clarkson is parked out front. Benoit, great play to keep it in, but the linesman says, no, you did not.
The Kitchener Rangers got to get this power play going. The Erie Otters, I think they've really read their power play well. They know where they're going with that puck most times. They know they're going to try to get it back to Benoit to captain this thing, and they're shutting that lane off. You just see the points that Benoit's put up. A lot of great scoring from him, and they're shutting him down. They're able to get in between and shut that stuff off. And that's what's really hurting their power play tonight for the Kitchener Rangers.
Benoit slaps it in. A minute left in this power play. Andre Benoit can't keep it in at the near boards. Van Terpel out of his goal. Fakes Chris Green, and now we'll get it to the anchor of the power play, Andre Benoit. Azevedo is onside. Here's a chance for Ducko. Quick shot, and Disher, he's going to stop that one 10 times out of 10.
Well, you can see that the thing is that they want to try to start getting some shots on net. One thing they've been doing tonight is getting opportunities, making some great passes, moving the puck really well. But they really haven't been getting the shots and just taking shots, looking for rebounds. Maybe something can happen. But Disher smothers this rebound really well, coming out to challenge it, not letting much out at all. He's been doing everything right in that net so far, other than the one goal that's been scored, had no chance on whatsoever.
The Rangers 5-3-0 against the Erie Otters in the regular season. 3-1 here in the Dom Cardillo Arena, 2-2 in Erie, where these two teams will play tomorrow night. Benoit's quick shot, wide of the goal. Benoit keeps it in, takes a quick shot, dangerous shot. Kindle from a bad angle, gets out front, but Disher alert quickly, covers up.
So you can see what they're doing here, Roger. They're trying to get some shots on net, make things happen. Just take the shot, go with the shot, bounce off a leg, maybe something happens out there. And right now it's not really been putting pucks in the net, but it sure is creating some scoring chances.
David Clarkson back onto the ice. He had 17 power play goals on the year. Can he get something going? However, Clarkson did not fare well against the Otters. Just 1 point in 5 games against them. There's Benoit for Jakob Kindle. His shot is blocked. And Kindle will be forced back into his own end. Now the Czech import will slide it into the Erie zone. Brian Lee will look to slide it right back out. He'll get some help from Chris Green. And this will do it to the Kitchener Rangers power play. David Herring steps back onto the ice. So back to 5-on-5 hockey as we approach the midway mark of this third period. The game tied at 1. McGrath in the first, Merlini for the Otters in the second period. There is Vince Scott looking to steal the puck away. And the Mississauga native battling with Boris Volabik. Now Clarkson comes up with the puck. Takes a high stick, is pulled down, and he will draw the penalty. Dan Turpel races to the bench. Michael Richards, the extra attacker. Kitchener happy just to get a face-off in the Erie zone.
You know, Roger, you just got to wonder, they're playing a great game today, Erie. They've been playing solid. They've been doing everything right out there. They show a lot of speed, but they're sure taking penalties. I don't understand. They just seem to not respect the fact that you got to play with some discipline. This penalty on Clarkson is just uncalled for. There's no reason for it. Hooking a guy around the neck like that in a 1-1 ball game with 9:48 to go. The Kitchener Rangers are going to have to make them pay at some point in time for all the penalties that have been taken, because it could have an effect on the whole series right now.
Rangers win the faceoff. Craig Vokes takes a shot. That one was deflected. A great save by Josh Disher. Richards cross ice. Flash off shot. Disher may have gotten a piece of that one also. Disher is in the zone.
But you see that the face-off won here by Richards, and the Kitchen Rangers have controlled the face-off most of the night with McGrath and Richards winning most of their draws throughout the night here. You can see the play being set up. Another big shot going off the stick of a player. They're blocking it with his shoulder. They're doing everything out there to keep that puck out. The Kitchen Rangers got to find some way to put it in the net.
Well, the Rangers should start playing with a hockey puck instead of a beach ball. Disher sees it all the way. Richards slides one through. Disher is right there. David Clarkson now battles for it. Jacob Heller, a 20-year-old, battles for it, now just 19 in OHL years. Next year is overage season. Here is Jeff Platt. Short-handed breakaway. Jeff Platt takes a shot. Turple the save, but Vokes is going to be called. Is it just going to be a minor penalty?
Again, another situation where they seem to be reading the play really well. They seem to know where that puck is going. They've got it tagged, and the way he goes Platt, he knows that puck's going to be going back there, and Vokes unable to handle it. He gets the breakaway, takes the slash in the hook. We'll see if he gets both penalties or just the one. Like you say, you got the 2 minutes only. But you can see the fact that Vokes isn't coughing it up. They seem to be forcing them to make plays that they don't want to make out there. So we have to make sure the Kitchen Rangers understand that's really getting shut down here.
Could have almost even been a penalty shot. And then maybe he wasn't totally in the clear, but he was going full steam, and Vokes was flat-footed.
The rule actually in the National Hockey League with the rule book that they work with is that you don't have to have possession to have a penalty shot call. I'm not sure if the OHL picked that rule up or not, but the NHL had that when they played it, when they last played.
Yes. Here comes Duco, so back to 4-on-4 hockey. Well, Jeff Platt maybe taking advantage of a forward manning the blue line on the power play, or maybe just a very smart play. The Erie Otters did their homework, seemed to know what the Rangers want to do on the power play.
They have been on top of it all night with that power play. They're shutting down the lane. They know the puck's going back there. They seem to be able to step into that zone, that lane, or they're forcing them, and they're coming to them quickly to make them make the pass quick, which makes them kind of make bad passes and causes these turnovers.
Evan McGrath has the Rangers' lone goal. What a great season McGrath has had for the Kitchener Rangers. 87 points, a plus 23 after 47 points as a rookie, 51 points last year in his draft year. McGrath has stepped it up.
It's kind of a reverse thing in the situations is that the number one penalized team in the league right now, the Kitchener Rangers, are the ones playing with the most discipline, not taking penalties, but not able to capitalize on this power plays so far tonight.
And Kitchener, one of the best power plays, third overall in the Ontario Hockey League, and for much of the season, the best power play at home, 26.9% of the time they score, but not here tonight. Erie Otters, good game plan and excellent net minding. Dan Turple, he has been solid also. Facing 37 shots, beaten on just one of them, and by our replay, it looked like a deflection. On the official game sheet, though, not being called a deflection as the defenseman Merlini given credit for it. Michael Richards with David Clarkson, Lashoff, and Andre Benoit on the blue line. O'Connor is up front for the Otters. Benoit back on it with Herring, Brian Lee, and Jacob Heller. And now the Otters back to full strength. Green on the ice. A 35-second power play for Erie. Herring, some great work. Puts it towards the goal. Turple doesn't know where it is. The puck is loose, sitting there. Turple is still down, comes up with it, and I think the Rangers are going to get a penalty.
Yep, I think you're going to see a cross-checking penalty coming up here to Azevedo. I'm not sure, which has got Shannon a little upset. And you can see some good speed shown here by the Erie Otters on the outside, going to the max here, getting the shot off net. On net, and Turple just losing it in his pads and causing a lot of chaos in front of the net here, but you can tell that the speed is there. The Erie Otters are really showing a lot of ability to drive to the net. They're going wide, they're pulling the defenseman with them, and they're really doing a good job with utilizing their speed on the outside, which is causing some havoc for the Kitchener Rangers defense.
Great opportunity right here for Erie to steal one on the road.
Without a doubt, it's 7:31. Now, this is the type of game I said, it depends on who wants it more in this situation. And when you're getting into this gray area right now in a 1-1 tight defensive struggle type game, one goal can make a big difference here right now for the Erie Otters.
It's a 5-on-3 for 23 seconds. Platt, Galasek, and Ryan O'Mara for the Otters. Scott Hotham on the blue line, and Andrew Shannon looking to come out as O'Mara will go back to the blue line and Shannon up to the forward position. 5-on-3, O'Mara on the puck. He goes across to his partner, Andrew Hotham. In deep now for Jeff Platt. Back for Hotham, over for O'Mara. There's a shot deflected wide from the bad angle, and Turple may have gotten a piece of that one, may have also gone off the side of the goal, off of the stick of Jeff Platt. Here is Hotham on the puck. Craig Vokes back onto the ice. There is a shot blocked by the captain, Michael Richards. Now a 5-on-4 for a minute and a half. Can the Rangers fend off the Otters? Hotham on the puck. His shot over for Galasek, a deflection, and Turple comes across. Wasn't sure he made the save, though.
The Kitchener Rangers are going to have to work hard because the Erie Otters are really moving that puck against some chances. But I'll tell you, Michael Richards, if he doesn't do the most perfect block here you've ever seen, he'll throw his pads right out on the situation where this is a shot that you get there. But there is one situation where Michael Richards makes a great blocking. He puts the pads down, puts the legs out, and blocks it. Just a pure textbook blocking of the puck. You'll see it here. See him coming down, putting his legs out, keeping his head out of the way. Good style in making that block.
Here's Hotham, cross ice for Jeff Platt. Goes back to the blue line. O'Mara, nice play, getting it past Henderson. Hotham winds. That one is blocked by McGrath. Hotham right back on it. The puck is bouncing, dangerous, and Turple comes up with a big save. A bouncing puck as Galasek gave it that second little nudge.
Well, I'll tell you, one thing you got to see is what these guys' talent, these guys at this level, the talent that they have to knock a puck out of the air is amazing. Azevedo did it the other night, and you can see it here. I see the block right there by Evan McGrath, but if you get the shot on net, the puck is bouncing in the air. And watch how Galasek takes this puck out of the air and has to make the save. The talent these guys have with their hands, with their ability to handle that puck and pick them out of the air, it's amazing.
1 minute left in this Erie power play, 6.5 minutes in this third period. For just joining us, it has been a solid hockey game. The Erie Otters playing solid defense and both goaltenders very sharp. Josh Disher, though, the busier of the two. The Otters stopped at the Rangers' blue line. And the goaltender, Disher, will leave it for his defender. 43-41, the shots on goal, fairly even. Kitchener with the marginal advantage. Shannon slaps it in deep. Ryan Donnelly leaves it for Boris Valabic. And the Rangers will send it down the ice. Just a dozen seconds left in the penalty to Azevedo. Shannon up for Chris Green. He leaves it nicely for David Herring. He is stopped. And here comes Mike Duco. A little bit of room to skate. Duco tries to cut into the middle. Doesn't work. The puck almost followed him, though. But not quite as two Erie Otters rough up Duco. Duco gets a bit of a gentle elbow to the head by Andrew Shannon. The fans not too pleased. Now it is O'Connor trying to work it out front. He can't. The Rangers will get it out of their zone. Here comes Evan McGrath. Duco is on the rush with him, just onside. Duco bumps into Heller, plays it across into the near corner. Clarkson fights with Sean O'Connor. Now Benoit. Cross ice for Fraser. He winds, he shoots, and that one is blocked by Heller. Under 5 minutes to go, a 2-on-1 on the line change. Too many men on the ice. Now it's time for Moose Winooski's fan in the stands. Here is Kelly Walmsley.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here with Brad, Hayden, and Jeff. Now, you two are twins. What hockey team do you two play for?
Kitchener.
Kitchener Junior Rangers. What age division?
Minor Pee-wee.
All right, and how are you doing in playoffs?
We're out now because we lost in the quarterfinals.
Aw, did you have fun?
Yeah.
Well, then all that matters. And who do you play for?
I play House League.
And how's your team doing?
We just lost the semifinals today, but we play tomorrow morning.
Well, good luck to you guys. And are you having fun tonight?
Yeah, man.
Do you think the Rangers are going to win?
Yep.
All right, we're going to go back upstairs to Roger and Lance. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Kelly. Too many men on the ice is a call against the Erie Otters. The Kitchener Rangers called earlier in the hockey game. A tough time to take a penalty like that.
Yeah, it's a very difficult time to take that penalty. And I really didn't see that there was swing in the ice, but it's been on a quick line change. The guy got in the play coming in quickly. I know that the linesmen are directed to make, probably through the league, have been told to get that when they jump into that situation and make that call. But one of the calls that we're looking at, 3 guys took Tuukko down here. It took 3 guys to take him down in this play. What a tough, solid competitor that he is. He played so tough out there. He's just one of my favorite.
Although there is no NHL draft, Mike Ducko, not even rated by NHL Central Scouting, yet picking up the same number of points as teammate Patrick Davis, who went to the top prospects game.
Well, that doesn't matter this year because there is no draft,
Nope,
so he's
exactly.
he might be in the driver's seat for the next year coming up.
Here is David Clarkson. Azevedo will slide it in deep. Evan McGrath racing after it. Kitchener not getting much done yet on this power play. Jeff Platt gives a stick to the referee. Maybe it was just a careless spear to Azevedo in the first period.
Yeah.
Not likely. Well, the fans starting to chant, "Let's go Rangers," trying to give them the home ice advantage. It'll be tough tomorrow in Erie. There is risk. Back for Andre Benoit. Quick shot. That one is blocked. The Erie defense has done a great job of blocking shots. Benoit pinching in too far for him. Bad angle. Disher makes the stop. Now it is Michael Richards back for Jakob Kindle, keeping the Rangers to the outside. Kindle's one-timer, and that one is blocked beautifully.
I think that you see that 43 shots on net, and I think about 20 more have been stopped by the Rangers, or the Erie Otter defense.
At least 20, probably a lot more. There's Michael Richards. He hits it through a crowd. Andre Benoit just pokes it to the near side. Jean-Michel risk. Can't do much with it. Jakob Kindle forced out to center ice. Here's Richards. Puts it forward. He had nobody racing into the zone. Caught flat-footed, and now Erie back to full strength. 2:44 to go in the third period.
Well, another opportunity on the power play been squandered by the Kitchener Rangers in this third period. You can't fault the fact that penalties haven't been called in this hockey game. The opportunities are there for both teams and power plays on a steady basis, and not one of them been able to step up and take the bull by the horn and put that puck in the net, as it remains at a 1-1 tie.
Toronto leads the Ice Dogs 3-1. Sudbury leads Brampton 3-1 in the third period. London and Guelph. London still leading 2-1 in the third period. Just up the highway here from Kitchener. Matt Lashoff spins away from his man Brett McLean. And now here's Kevin Henderson. Henderson is caught from behind, and Sean O'Connor will turn it the other way. O'Connor, the Otters' top rookie scorer last season, didn't really do a whole lot of improving in the offensive statistics anyway this season from his rookie year. Brian Lee, -9 this season, but always out against the opposition's top line. Here is Boris Valavic. Can't clear. 1:46 to go. It is crunch time. Game number 1 of the Western Conference quarterfinal series between the Kitchener Rangers and the Erie Otters.
Well, 1:38 to go. These players got to keep themselves disciplined in this hockey, and they got to be thinking out here, but we haven't seen much of that happening throughout this hockey game. They've been taking penalties at will, at random, whatever you want to call it. They're not really too worried about taking penalties in this hockey game, and you can see the physical side of this game continues. Ryan Donnelly and Merlini running into each other. Looks like two great big houses coming in there and slamming into each other. Like, the size of those two players is amazing.
And you're smiling, you like that. That surprises me when you see two houses colliding as a real estate man yourself.
Putting a deal together.
Yes. It's now a fixer-upper. Oh, Herring out front. Fraser was down on his knee, and Herring had a glorious opportunity to give the Otters a precious 2-1 lead.
Kitchener Rangers just getting away with it on this one because it was sitting right in front of this net. A good opportunity to score a goal here, just going over and high out of the top corner. Herring having a great opportunity, but you can see that both these teams are playing a great hockey game. Erie Otters are showing a lot of speed and character in this hockey game, playing on the road and playing a great road game and shutting things down on the Kitchener Rangers quite readily.
Green, Bagshaw, and Jeff Platt for the Otters. Merlini on the blue line. Turple makes another save, joined by Brian Lee. Rangers, Azevedo, Richards, Clarkson, Andre Benoit, and Fraser. So both teams doing some juggling late on here. Normally Platt not out with this unit. Normally these three not together for the Rangers in this hockey game anyways. There's Michael Richards, gloves it down at the blue line. Richards trying to get past big Derek Merlini, can't quite do it. Under a minute to go now in the third period. Could we be heading to overtime in game number 1? Erie 2-5-6 this season in OT. The Rangers 3-4-9. Still some action to go though in this third period. Effective right now. We are in overtime. Richards coughs it up to David Herring. Richards though immediately gets back into position. Mark Fraser bumps his man. Jeff Platt goes back to the blue line. Heller takes a shot. That one wide. There's his Herring at the side of the goal. Now goes back to the near point. Takes a return pass. Herring shot. Turple is there, and he will hold on.
Well, we are pretty well in overtime right now, Roger, with 19.8 seconds to go. We have our opportunities here. Both teams playing a solid game so far tonight. The biggest thing has been the penalty kill situations, the special team situations, and both teams have fought hard and played hard tonight.
Jeff Platt, and we have a timeout being called here.
Want to make sure your lineups, who you're picking up, are all set with 19.8 seconds to go in a hockey game. This draw will be crucial. One wrong move in this situation and bang, the puck is in the net. And you know that that's like being in overtime right now.
Why wait to overtime? Use your timeout now. This is our next telecast from Kitchener. 7 o'clock on Monday. And on Tuesday night, Kitchener viewers will also get to see this. That is game 4 of the series, the London Knights and the Guelph Storm. Right now, London leads Guelph 2-1 in the third period. After London took game number 1 last night in London after coming from behind. It looked like Guelph may have tied it right at the buzzer, but time had expired.
Yeah, they didn't lose that game. They ran out of time, the Guelph Storm, in that hockey game.
Jeff Platt takes the face-off. What is Dave McQueen drawn up? Not this. Ryan O'Mara will come in to take the face-off. The Rangers control. Still lots of time on the clock. Brian Lee is there, spins. Turple steers it aside. Now it is Andrew Shannon. Tripped up by Benoit. O'Mara looking to spin away from Justin Azevedo. It is centered. Michael Richards is right there. And the Rangers to the blue line and out. And that is it. We are headed to overtime in game 1 of the Western Conference quarterfinal between the Kitchener Rangers and the Erie Otters.
Well, both these teams have to think back to those power plays they had, the 5-on-3s they had. Both teams had great opportunities to have put this game away. Kitchener is going to put the game away early in the first period. Some big situations like that have happened in this hockey game on the special teams. They weren't able to capitalize, and that's why we're at 1-1 right now, Roger, headed for overtime.
And both teams had power plays in this third period to get something done, and they just couldn't do it. Give the man in the middle of your screen, Dan Turple, credit, and Josh Disher at the other end credit also. We're heading to overtime. David Clarkson joins Dave McLelland next.
Welcome back to Canada Business Solutions OHL Prime Time. We're going into overtime here, and my guest, which is normally post-game, from the Kitchener Rangers, number 17, David Clarkson. Clarky, late in the season, you suffered a couple of foot injuries, actually, and you came back in between, but then a more serious one. How's the foot doing now?
It's feeling better, out there, bit sore, but, you playoff time, something's going to be hurt next game anyway, so you're going to have to go through it. So it's playoff time. We just got to fight through it and hopefully get the win. Well,
it was about a week ago, I think I was talking with you and your mom and dad upstairs in the lounge, and you were determined you were going to play in these playoffs. Yeah, last year didn't get to play, and it was a rough one. I want to help the boys out and hopefully do well this year, and it sucks sitting up there in the stands. It's no fun at all. You're on the edge of your seat the whole game, and I just don't enjoy that, so I'd rather be out on the ice there. Now, have they been able to give you a special skate or do anything in there to support your foot? Yeah, they've done some stuff for my skates. Danny's unbelievable, the best trainer in the league. He
can pretty much do anything, and he's probably the reason I'm back out there. And you know, just with Danny and working hard, we've got back on the ice, and things are going well.
When are you getting your next haircut?
Every 2 days. I seem to trim it down, but me and a couple of boys did it, and gonna hopefully work hard and let it work.
Well, as you know, Danny was in here a moment ago, and I asked him about his haircut, and he said just the way it was. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see Danny or any of them doing it, but you know, it's playoff times my last year, and I thought, you know, go short and see what happens.
It's a pretty tough game out there tonight.
It is. You know, it's going to be like that all series. It's going to be a war out there, and every night you're going to have to come out and compete, or the other team will put one in the back of the net, and we're going to have to come out here in OT and work hard. And you know, Terp's standing on his head for us, so just like usual.
We talked with Evan McGrath earlier, and we talked about the goaltending at both ends. Actually, it's been pretty outstanding.
Yeah, it has. Both goalies playing really well, and you know, Richie leading the way for us. You watch him going on the wing with the puck, and you know, he's setting guys up, and we just got to capitalize here and hopefully put one in here and get it over with.
You know, you're going to Erie tomorrow night. I guess on the upside, you'll have Kiefer back. That should help.
Yeah, you know, we're missing him out there. He's one of my best buddies, and we, you know, we're missing him out on the ice. He works hard, he hits, and he, you know, gets under guys' skin, and that's what we need in playoffs. And hopefully he gets back tomorrow playing well. Now,
you and Kiefer board together. Is there any truth that the Billets get extra pay for having to put up with the two of you?
No, we're pretty good, but no, me and Kiefer do live together, and that's the joke that around. But no, he's a good guy, and you know, he's a guy when you meet him, you become best friends with him.
Well, that's great, David. Again, we'll give you a chance to get in the dressing room for a little relaxation, and all the best to you and the Rangers the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back after these important messages with much more OHL Prime Time.
The Erie Otters and the Kitchener Rangers are tied at 1 as we are moments away from heading into overtime of Game 1 of this Western Conference quarterfinal matchup. Lance, Erie Otters thought special teams would be a big difference in tonight's game, but really they haven't created a difference at all. Each team has one power play goal and have squandered numerous power play opportunities.
Incredible. I just can't believe some of the penalties they're taking late in games with a 1-1 tie. They just seem to not worry about taking penalties whatsoever, but if you're going to kill it off, you can walk the walk. Go ahead.
Jeff Platt, certainly the key offensive force for the Erie Otters, showing what he can do in that third period.
Well, what he can do is what the team's been doing. You see the speed he shows going to the outside, and they get in behind the defense there. They're really making the work on the defenseman hard here because they come so fast. They generate so much speed to that neutral zone right now, Roger, and that's what's keeping them in this hockey game, and that's what's forcing the Rangers to do a lot of things out there they don't want to do, coughing up pucks. It's just some hard work by the Erie Otters, showing some great speed out there going to the outside.
Dan Turple has been large in the Rangers net also. A couple of times he didn't know where the puck was, but he has always made the key save when need be.
Well, there's some great work here by Disher. Also, you can see Evan McGrath trying to get around to the outside, but the Erie defensemen are really moving and really making you pay when you go to the front of the net. They're not giving you a lot of opportunity to get rebounds. There's not much open in front of that net. Once you get your one opportunity or your shot off, they're clearing it out. And so are the Kitchener Rangers defense. They're playing strong in front of Turple. You don't get many chances. You get your one shot, your one opportunity, and that's it. And you've seen some great sacrifice by both teams blocking shots. Evan McGrath blocking the shot there. Michael Richards blocked one early before that. And I think that the defense for the Erie Otters has probably stopped about 25 shots themselves, along the other 43 that Disher's have stopped so far.
And when the shots have gotten past him, Josh Disher has been spectacular in the Erie Otters net tonight. We saw these two last week when Andrew Shannon leveled Boris Valabic. Tonight they had a few words, nose to nose. Let's just talk about that body check for a little bit. The Kitchener Rangers think there was some intent to injure, should have been suspended. The Erie Otters say just finishing his check, the defenseman has to be aware of when a body check is coming. This is hockey. Body contact is allowed.
Well, I'll tell you what, they both make good points. And I know I like to sit on the fence of the referee, but I'll tell you what, I really do believe, because I saw the hit that Dallas Drake did on Devereaux in Edmonton tonight. They just about lost Devereaux right on the ice. You've got to be thinking about how you're going to take this man, have some respect, and know the fact that he's vulnerable when you take the hit to win there and take him and destroy him and possibly hurt him and take him out for a career. You got to show some respect. I know that Valabec has got to be prepared for this hit. He has to be set. It's a smart thing to do as a hockey player. That's how you got the other body check that he took his concussion for, knowing that that's coming.
Now, when you were reffing in the NHL, you mentioned Dallas Drake on Boyd Devereaux. You were reffing that game, were you not?
Yes, I was. I was reffing that game.
And no penalty was called. If you had to do it over again, would a penalty be called?
It'd be a match penalty. It's an intent to injure in that play. He knows he's got him in the trolley tracks. He jumps into him. He destroys him. No doubt. I believe I should have called a match penalty.
At that time, though, you thought it was a clean hit, so your
That's the
mindset
direction,
changing, that has to be some respect. You're not out there to injure.
I believe that, Roger, fully.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll be back right after this. Dave McLelland has a special guest standing by. After 3 periods, Erie and Kitchener tied at 1.
OHL Prime Time. My special guest, and I hope you can tell the difference between the host and the guest. Oh, there we are. I've got Tex here, Ranger Tex. Tex, how did you get started in the mascot business?
Oh, it was an ad in the paper, and everybody said I'm a card and should apply for it, and I applied and went through a few interviews, and lo and behold, they chose me.
Did they say which card in the deck you were?
2 of clubs.
Well, that's pretty high from one end anyway, isn't it? Yeah. Tell me, what exactly is the role of the mascot?
Well, to entertain the fans between whistles and during the play, get them roaring with the rest of the people that are started yelling, and get everybody else going too.
Now, a lot of the teams, at one point, mascots were fairly rare, but now they're pretty widespread.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of the teams in the O have a mascot, and I was talking to the Quebec mascot when we're down for Memorial Cup, and he said most of the teams in Quebec have them now too.
You were recently involved in a mascot event in Mississauga. Tell us about it.
Well, it was a mascot game in between intermission. It was like the Timbits, not quite as good, I guess, or maybe better. And we divided up the mascots and had a little game for 8 minutes, and the fans really enjoyed it.
How long is it going to take the Rangers to win in overtime?
I hope it's fast, because I want to hop on the bus and go down to Erie tomorrow. Let's hope it goes real fast for everybody.
Well, thanks for being with us, Tex. You get out there and get those fans worked up in support of the boys.
Like always, Rangers #1.
There you go, folks. Tex, the mascot of the Kitchener Rangers, will go upstairs now and rejoin Roger and Lance.
Well, thank you, Dave. Now Dave knows how I feel, sharing the booth with a large-headed man.
That's just my ego.
Yes.
Relax. That's just my. You have to have a big ego to be a referee, buddy.
Your head isn't quite as spongy, though. We're into overtime. I'll take Mike Duco and Chris Green as the overtime heroes.
I'll take Galasek and McGrath, baby.
Here is Mike Duco up for David Clarkson. Clarkson with some good speed, the backhander well wide of the goal. Game 1 on the line. Next goal wins. Mum is calling it in for supper. Here's O'Mara. Puts on the brakes. Shot is blocked. Another shot. Turple swats that one into the corner. Off the glass, the Rangers look to clear. Can't do so. A bouncing puck sitting there. O'Mara trying to track it down. O'Mara fends off a stick of Craig Vokes and gets the puck in deep for Sean O'Connor. Out front, Jean-Michel Risk can't clear. Hotham tries to walk in, pinned nicely by Risk, and the Rangers send the puck down the ice. It will be an icing call against him.
Well, Erie Otters coming out quick in this overtime period, getting things set up, getting the first opportunities in this hockey game. You can see the Erie is really playing some strong offense right off the bat.
That's a final. London has defeated Guelph and now is up 2-0 on the Storm. Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, no problem at all with the Windsor Spitfires as Chris Green gets ready to take a face-off against the Rangers' Michael Richards. And the Rangers control. David Herring against the boards, comes up with the puck, a fluttering shot, almost squeezed through Dan Turple.
You know, when I refereed, I used to always go out there, hit the ice, and I used to always want to have it quick and clean on a goal in overtime. You don't want to see a bouncing puck hop over a guy going to the net. You want to see something that's a good hockey goal in a well-played overtime period.
Well, Dan Turple took the Oshawa Generals to 7 games against the Mississauga Ice Dogs before falling to the Dogs last year. Here they come, the Erie Otters. That was Chris Green getting a great chance. Bagshaw now trying to dig the puck free. Dan Turple had a shutout against the Ice Dogs and also won a 3-2 double overtime game in that 7-game series. Josh Disher, a big reason why the Erie Otters upset Sarnia in the first round last year. Turple, blocker save. Jeff Plant, he has been dangerous tonight. Andre Benoit can't poke it past his man Herring. Now Herring is tripped up. The Rangers get the puck down the ice. Icing is waved off. Andrew Hotham puts it around the boards. McGrath comes up with it, leaves it for Donnelly. Hit shot, and again it is blocked by the defenseman, Andrew Hotham. A great play by the veteran defender. Great play by McGrath, though, dropping it off to Donnelly in the first place after Platt had trouble handling the pass. Tomas Galasek in for Andrew Shannon. Can't get a shot away as Mark Fraser stands tall to him. Galasek now in behind the goal. Benoit plays him perfectly. Donnelly takes a hit but gets the puck out of harm's way. 2.5 minutes gone in overtime number 1. Benoit sends his partner Fraser up the left side. Rangers making changes. Duco, Clarkson, and Richards. That is one power unit for the Rangers. Ryan O'Mara, he is out there for the Otters, joined by O'Connor and McLean.
We can see how fast that the Erie Otters are really breaking down this the play of the Kitchener Rangers. But you see a nice little drop pass here and a good shot. But again, look at Hoffman coming across and block that shot. He is outstanding in this game tonight, playing a solid game back there in the blue line. But watch the speed of the Erie Otters. They're still breaking down the D of the Kitchener Rangers coming through that neutral zone.
The veteran Brian Lee plays it across for his partner Merlini. He can't handle it. Matt Lashoff, a quick shot, and that one is blocked niftily by Ryan O'Mara, trying to thread the pass up for Brett McLean, the Port Elgin native, but it does not work. Icing is indicated, and it will not be called. Not enough steam. Derek Merlini, 134 penalty minutes on the season, leaves it for his partner. Now it is Matt Lashoff, ranked 10th in North America by NHL Central Scouting for the non-coming NHL draft. Richards plays it through for Clarkson. His shot, Disher makes the pad save, and the rebound is gobbled up by the Otters. Here's Bagshaw with some good speed, takes a shot, a dangerous shot looking top corner, unable to squeeze it past Dan Turple.
Well, some good end-to-end action here. They're getting their chances. They're really working hard in the zone here. Clarkson doing what he does. He's got 33 goals and just about gets his first for the playoffs here. Some good work down low. And then again, you see the speed on the outside. Bagshaw coming from the far side, trying to go to the top corner on the inside and not able to get that puck over the shoulder of Turple.
Chris Green, Bagshaw, and David Herring. Rangers have Azevedo, the youngster, Chris Bryson with some fresh legs, and Kevin Henderson. Peter DeBoer, confident with them to take the draw deep in their own zone. Matt Pepe coming up with the puck. Chris Bryson, he can bury it if he gets an opportunity. Here he is with the puck. Bryson waits, shoots, and he almost beat Josh Disher to the top corner. Disher only partially got that one with his glove. Andrew Hotham towards the goal. Dan Turple taking no chances, gloves it down.
I'll tell you, Peter DeBoer showing a lot of confidence in some young players in a key situation here, and they just about paid off for him with Azevedo, making a nice play over to Bryson, who's not afraid to take the shot, and he takes it, rips it for the top corner, and nearly beats Disher on that play. Seeing Bryson coming up here from Cambridge, he's related to Mike Moore, who used to play for the Kitchener Rangers a long time ago. He can put the puck, and then he gets his chances.
Had a great season playing Junior B in Cambridge this year. Got up for a number of games with the Rangers also. And he certainly had to impress the Rangers getting in here tonight. Will he be in tomorrow with Adam Keefe returning? Who will be knocked out of the lineup? Well, maybe nobody, because Patrick Davis was injured in the first period, has not returned. Craig Vokes in the slot. Richards following up the play, can't come up with the puck. That one off a skate, and the Otters will send it down the ice. 51-45, Erie out shooting the Kitchener Rangers. 1-1 is the score. Two solid netminders between the pipes here tonight. Josh Disher, 9.913 save percentage on the year. Dan Turple, .924 in his time with the Rangers. Here's Boris Volabik from a bad angle, looking for his first goal of the season, unable to beat Disher.
51 shots for the Erie Otters, 47 shots for the Kitchener Rangers. It's a shame that one of these two goalies are going to go home a loser in this game tonight, but actually they've been both winners, both of them in this hockey game. They have been superb.
No problem at all for Disher on that one. Boris Volabik, a long shot. Disher saw it all the way. It's going to be a heartbreaker for one of these teams. The Otters, if they can get the victory, will go home, and in short order will be facing the Kitchener Rangers in about 19 hours' time, depending when this one ends. Clarkson runs into Jacob Heller. Here comes Evan McGrath with Duco, The pass in behind him. McGrath gets it back from Duco. Tries to fend off David Herring. David Clarkson comes up with the puck. Clarkson puts it back into the corner. O'Mara has his man, Duco, pinned against the boards. Duco, 6th in rookie scoring in the OHL this season. Evan McGrath puts the pass through, and that one actually went all the way through onto the net. And Disher got his right pad on it. David Herring coming in. Vlahovic can't clear on his first chance, can't clear on the second chance. Will on the third, right onto the stick of Mike Duco. Azevedo joining him. Duco didn't know it. Azevedo, though, was covered quite closely. Duco makes a smart play, gets it in deep, and gets a line change. Don't want to get caught tired and give up an odd man rush. Pepe fires it in. The Rangers give chase. Jakob Kindle gloves it down. Here is Azevedo sliding it back in. Brian Lee runs some interference on him nicely. Jakob Kindle pinching in. And the puck will be sent all the way down the ice, and it will be a face-off deep inside the Erie Otters zone.
Well, for one of the first times in this hockey game, the Kitchener Rangers are able to do the cycling that they've been doing so well during the season. And you see McGrath getting its opportunity off the deflection and just about puts it in with a great pass save by Disher. But they were doing a lot of good cycling, a lot of good puck possession in the zone in this overtime period, the most they've done in the whole hockey game.
The Rangers control off the face-off. Michael Richards comes out front, dives, can't get the shot away. Andre Benoit will play it back into the corner. Now Richards on the puck. Andrew Hotham draped all over him. Richards spins to the far side, shoots it wide of the goal. And here comes Galasek. Hands it off to Andrew Shannon. Long shot, big rebound. There's Platt. His stick breaks on him at the most inopportune time.
Amazing. Platt had a tattooed for he knew where that puck was going, and that stick. What an unfortunate thing for that to happen. That you go in and you take the shot. I don't know, maybe that's one of those old sticks we were breaking in the playoffs one year in the National Hockey League. But again, Triple making the big save. Galasek coming to the net. Nearly has his opportunity. What a great hockey game. End-to-end action out here. Both teams playing with a lot of heart.
Justin Azevedo, the youngster, just 16 years of age, wins another big face-off for the Rangers and now goes to the bench and is replaced by Evan McGrath. What confidence Peter DeBoer has in this youngster, first-round pick from this past draft. Michael Richards good enough to take face-offs at the World Junior Tournament. There he goes to the wing as Azevedo takes the draw. That has happened earlier in the game. This is an icing against Kitchener.
Yes, he's showing a lot of confidence and a lot of people. He's rolling his bench really well. So is Dave McQueen's doing a great job with his bench. He has done an excellent job coaching this team, doing a solid game in this road game that he's had so far tonight. You got to give him a lot of credit.
Peter SIDORKIEWICZ, though, the official spokesman for the Erie Otters, as Dave McQueen picked up a habit from Brian Kilray, sits on the bus and smokes a stogie.
And the last guy he wants to talk to us is us, I'm pretty sure of that.
Richards takes this face off and the Rangers will chip it down the ice. Another icing indicated and another icing is called. 12:05 to go in overtime period number 1. Game number 3 in this series goes Monday night, and it is Rogers night here at the Dom Cardillo Arena. Every time the Rangers score, someone will win a 20-inch television set. Also prizes to win high-speed internet, cell phone service. It's just a great night.
It's going to be a great night because it's Rogers night.
Yes. It's Roger from Rogers. Glad to have you on Rogers Television, part of Rogers Cable or Rogers Digital Cable. Make sure you can even watch this game on the internet. I'm sure you have Rogers high speed at home. If not, call your local subscriber with your Rogers wireless.
They're not paying you enough, Roger.
Here's Richards. Oh, he puts it over top of the net. That kid will get paid handsomely sometime. Michael Richards. Richards right back onto the puck. Loses it this time, and Hotham will play it up to center ice. Michael Richards, just like the netminder, Josh Disher, unsigned NHL draft picks. Disher of the New Jersey Devils, Michael Richards of the Philadelphia Flyers. Here's a shoot in. Dan Turple gloves that one and will hold on.
Well, here I see some great action again and a great opportunity. Disher making the save. You can see Michael Richards having a super chance with this one. A lot of scramble in front of the net. Again, the defense for the Erie Otters picking people up and making sure they keep things clean for Disher to be able to see these shots. But some great action end to end all around. These goaltenders are coming up big.
And they are pretty big. Dan Turple, 6'6". Disher a little smaller, just 6 feet. There is a point shot, and Big Turple uses his big frame to stop that one, and Eric Fligler is staying sharp on the bench, gloves that one down.
So it's now 55 shots, 54 on Turple and 1 on Fligler. He made the big save on the bench there. You see some great action. You see him going to the net here. I tell you what, these guys are playing a lot of heart and showing a lot of courage tonight in this hockey game, both teams.
Jeff Platt tried to shoot that one on the goal right off the faceoff as Azevedo was drawing it back into the corner. Didn't quite work, but a smart idea by the veteran Jeff Platt.
Jeff Platt's played a pretty solid game other than a couple of weak moments with the stick that he used in the first period. And he has played a pretty solid game so far, showing a lot of great speed out there, showing why he's been able to score 45 goals this year with the OHL. Here's David Clarkson, his career winding down, coming into the playoffs here. He's been a solid performer for a lot of years here at the Kitchener Rangers.
There's Ryan Donnelly. Pins his man, and now Andrew Shannon. Works it up to center ice. Tomas Galasek, and Jeff Platt is offside. He had some good speed going.
You can see the speed that they generate to that neutral zone. They're really picking it up. They're trying to utilize the speed that Platt has. They're trying to use that as their ability to get him free, to break him through. And right now, so far, they've been really making that Kitchener Rangers defense work hard to pick them up as they're coming through. And they've done a pretty solid job of that. But I'll tell you, it really is tough for them back there.
Merlini forced back into his own zone. Jean-Michel Risk giving chase. It's an original line for the Rangers. Risk and Vokes and Richards, and Risk is hit hard by Big Merlini.
Well, you got to give him credit. He's coming across and he's coming right to the middle with that puck. He knows he's going to get hit, and he still stays with it and gets the shot off and takes the hit for the team. I tell you, he is a talented hockey player, and you can see the good shot that he takes here, and he still has to take the hit after he takes the shot, but he knows it's coming. And the biggest thing here is that there's a good solid body check by Merlini. Nothing wrong with that one, and a good save by Disher.
Here is Risk back on the puck. 2 goals in 26 games since joining the Rangers from Saginaw. Risk, a big fellow also, 6'1", 200 pounds. Richards muscling his way out front. Boris Volabik takes a shot. That one is blocked by Andrew Hotham again. And McLean through the legs to O'Mara. Volabik had O'Mara lined up, but the Mississauga native got out of the way of that check for the most part. Volabik back into his own zone, uses his partner as both teams make some changes. And that lash off, chips one in, and Kitchener will finish off their line change. Evan McGrath coming out for Michael Richards. Azevedo stays out there with David Clarkson. Here is Chris Green out in front of the Rangers net. Kitchener immediately right back down the ice. Now it is Matt Pepe with an opportunity. No goals in the regular season. Could he be a playoff hero? Jakob Kindle back on the puck. Duco, solid check on Merlini, and one of the glass partitions, the glass ones, fall out. And they'll have to tend to that. And the seamless glass, there's little plastic holders up at the top, and as you can see, well, they came out.
Well, let's hope they got a couple of those in stock in the back room there. This won't take too long because they don't want to have these players standing around in a tough game like this. They want to be playing. They want to keep the action going because you never know. Guys get a chance to sit back, relax a little bit. It can make a big difference out there. So you got to see what these guys are doing, how hard they're working out there. You see the big hits that are coming up. Evan McGrath showing the ability to throw the body check. I'll tell you, Evan McGrath has been such a solid performer both in his own end. He's picked up people down low. He picks up his man down low. He carries the puck. He's been just such a solid two-way player. He's developed into one solid hockey player. Detroit Red Wings got to be watching him and thinking to himself, we got this guy in the 4th round. We have got ourselves maybe a diamond in the rough here.
Well, McGrath 87 points on the season. Pretty good against the Erie Otters, the Rangers' top scorer. 11 points in 8 games against Erie. And here tonight, he has Kitchener's lone goal as arena crews tend to the glass. The fans look on. 9:08 remains in this overtime period. It is sudden death. These two teams right back at it tomorrow night in Erie. And then game 3 of the series is on Monday. So 3 games in the first 4 days. We will have game number 3 live here on Rogers Television for viewers in this area. London and Guelph, that is game 4. We will have that game live also on Rogers Television.
Well, a great time of year right now. Playoffs, Roger, is always the best time of year. Just used to love it when I refereed. I couldn't wait for the playoffs to start, because that's when the atmosphere starts to pick up and it gets to be a lot of fun.
Well, driving to the arena today, the sun is shining. That's the best feeling, right? Spring, winter's coming to an end, and hockey playoffs just getting underway. And talking about the Ontario Hockey League, the CHL, and just the quality product, 90 Canadian Hockey League graduates competing this weekend at the Canadian Inter-University Sports Men's Hockey National Championship.
And I'm glad you brought that up. You know why? Because the fact is that everybody seemed to, like in the past, the education system through the OHL was not the strongest. Now, I don't think they're second to none right now. You have a great opportunity after you finish your junior career to go into a lot of great opportunity to play in universities in Canada at the end of the day.
Western Mustangs from London won the OUA title. They're out west now competing for the national crown. Former Kitchener Ranger Ryan Held on that squad.
Well, I think that's a great thing the OHL's doing in the CHL and really bulking up their scholarship packages and allowing players the opportunity to have their education after they've given a lot to the league. I think it makes a better opportunity. We used to always think if you were going to go the education route, you'd always go through the Tier 2 or the Junior B to go to NCAA for scholarships. They're getting it now. You get a chance to take a run at it, and then you get a chance to have a good education after the fact.
Should mention Matt Manius, another Ranger on that Western squad. Here's Andre Benoit.
He also got Scott Grenier playing right here in Wolfwood. Yeah, Matt Grenier. I'm sorry.
Matt Grenier. There you go.
There you go, that guy. He's playing in the Wolfwood Laurier
Golden Hawks.
team also.
Yeah, he was on the Rangers Memorial Cup squad. Kevin Hurley, another former Ranger, playing some university hockey. A number of them are out there. Now the Rangers setting a franchise record, 201,180 fans coming through the turnstiles tonight, and sellout crowd here this evening getting their money's worth in game 1 of this playoff series.
And I think one person you got to give a lot of credit to for how they market and how strongly they try to look after their fans, and they make it a great night for these fans here, is Brad Sparks, who looks after the public relations and the ticket sales and that with the Kitchener Rangers. He does a remarkable job. He does a great job of making sure that when you do come to the arena, you get a good show, you feel comfortable, you're looked after.
Here's Andre Benoit. Yes,
he's an ex-Ranger also.
He is. This is considered maybe one of the best arenas in the Ontario Hockey League, one of the best arenas to watch a hockey game, period, but the arena in Erie may be known as the loudest in the OHL.
That's what they say. Peter SIDORKIEWICZ was saying what a great building it is to have. The fans that they have in that building, when they come in here, it's like having another hockey player playing for them, and it reminds them of the Chicago Stadium in the old days when that arena was such a great building to go into, and the atmosphere in that building, it made a big difference when you walked into that building. The energy level was so high.
Getting a look at some of the new corporate boxes they just finished installing at the start of last season. Now one of the premier hockey facilities. Here comes Evan McGrath. His former team, the Oakville Blades, in a new arena also. Now that this is a new arena, just refurbished. It's over 50 years old, this arena and this complex. It also has an Olympic-sized ice surface. McLean takes a shot, but he made a little move, and Ryan O'Mara went in offside.
So you've got to wonder the fact, yeah, that the play slowed down just a little bit here. Talking about the building and all that, the fact there's Olympic-sized ice arena here. Keith Buck does a great job of bringing in a lot of great talent into this building, a lot of great shows into this building, and a lot of things are bid on this building because of the fact it's got such a versatile building.
Jacob Heller shoots it in. Women's World Championship was held here in '96. Women won gold. All alone, Vince Scott just cannot catch up to the puck. The pace is slowed down here in the second half of this first overtime period, but it just takes one little mental breakdown. Who is mentally tougher The Erie Otters or the Kitchener Rangers?
So I was just going to mention the fact that things have kind of slowed down a bit. You're halfway through a tough, rugged game of 3 periods, pounding each other for 3 periods and a half now, and now the players are starting to feel a little bit. You see that little rest they had to have with that thing being put onto the glass there, kind of gives them a chance to feel the fatigue, and now they got to pick it back up again. The mistake will be the one that puts the puck in the net.
Here comes Chris Green. He is stopped. Derek Bagshaw can't do much either, and now Michael Richards will lead the Rangers up the ice. David Clarkson back for Richards. A pass goes astray. Jakob Kindle keeps it in, gets out of the way of a tough hit. Now it is Richards, some room. David Clarkson. He can't get his stick on it. Richards tried to feed Clarkson. Maybe should have just been taking the shot himself. Maybe Disher getting in their heads all alone out in front. Herring can't get a shot away. He finally gets one away, but it is blocked from his knee. 6:55 left in this overtime period. Evan McGrath scored in the first period on the power play, a 5-on-3. Derek Merlini scored on a power play in the second period, and there has been no scoring since. Here comes Evan McGrath. One move too many. Craig Vokes an opportunity, takes a shot, his wrist takes down Thomas Galasek to give Vokes a little bit of moving room. Now Vokes being cross-checked to the head by Jeff Platt. He likes to use the stick. Fraser's shot deflects. It goes wide of the goal. Andre Benoit, quick snapshot. The puck is sitting there. Nobody can find it until it trickles into the corner.
Well, the Kitchener Rangers picking it up a notch, trying to get that final goal here, doing a good job and taking some shots, getting some opportunities. Again, Erie Otters are picking them up. They know what they're good. They're letting Disher see the shot. You can see Richards coming right through the middle here, not able to get his stick on it was Clarkson. Some good work again in front of the net by the Erie defense, tying him up, making sure that no one's getting these opportunities to get their handle on that puck and put it in the net.
Azevedo at center. Richards on the left side. Henderson on the right. Lashoff and Valabic. Lashoff shot blocked by Brian Lee. Vince Scott, Ryan O'Mara, and Brett McLean for the Otters. Lee and Merlini on the blue line. Richards trying to find the puck. Nice job by Azevedo to hold his foot on the blue line. A dangerous little shot by Richards, but it's wide of the goal.
One thing the Rangers have been doing tonight quite well is handling those face-offs. Azevedo and McGrath and Richards are winning a lot of face-offs out there. That's the Azevedo. He's been being put out there quite a bit to get those face-offs. This young player, this 16-year-old, he plays a big man's game for the little guy. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay, you just did. Here's Henderson. He's a big guy. 6'3", 200 pounds. This is his draft year, if there was a draft. He's 18, but he has a late birthday. Michael Richards digs it free. Here is Henderson all alone, takes the shot. The puck is sitting there, and Disher comes up huge. Now 2 Otters on the rush. McLean, he has poke checked nicely. And the Otters will try to set things back up. This is Vince Scott, the Mississauga boy. Boris Valabic takes him out. Kevin Henderson spins towards the board smartly, keeps the puck out of the middle of the ice. You don't want to cough it up. Here's some speed from Andrew Shannon. Public enemy number 1 after his hit a week ago on Boris Valabic. Duco onto the stick of David Clarkson. This is a 2-on-2 with some jump. Clarkson takes a shot, and no problem at all for Disher.
He comes out really well. He sets it right up. There's not much room on that shot. He blocks his angles really well, and he doesn't give up weak rebounds. Not much left after that shot. He keeps that thing and gobbles it right up. You can see Clarkson coming. He has Duco 2-on-2. He decides to go for the shot. You can see how quickly he gobbles that thing up. It ain't going anywhere.
The Rangers win the draw cleanly. Jakob Kindle's shot. The puck is sitting loose. Mike Duco comes in. What a great save by Josh Disher. Duco takes a cross-check in the face from Andrew Shannon. Now Duco gave him a shot first, but not quite as dangerous as the return shot.
Take him out! Well, you got to wonder. Andrew Shannon taking that other 5-in-game charge and penalty on Valabic. This player hasn't learned about what it takes to be a winner in some situations. He's got to get himself under control. He can't be taking the penalty of that nature. You can see the opportunity here. Duco coming hard, goes for the shot. Big save. Great save by Dish. He's done such a great job tonight. You'll see some of a battle off to the side here, and then Shannon will put the stick up into his head area. He's got to be thinking better than that. He's putting his team behind a real tough spot here right now, which is not good for the Erie Otters, who played such a solid game tonight. Such a solid performance by them, showing a lot of speed, a lot of heart, playing a lot of discipline out there in their own zone defensively, and now right now they're going to have to kill off a penalty 5-on-4 on what really is not a very smart play.
Andrew Shannon, the assistant captain, the St. Clair Beach, Ontario native, takes the high sticking penalty. Well, is it different in overtime? Kitchener had numerous chances in regulation time. They only scored one power play goal. That was a 5-on-3. What can they do now? Richards, Clarkson, McGrath, Benoit, and Azevedo on the point. They're going for the goal. Benoit almost coughs it up. He has to be careful. Platt is on him, and Kitchener's going to be called for icing.
You can see that they know what they're doing with this. They know they're going to try to cycle. They know they're going to try to set that up. They're jumping right at it really quick. They're on top of it immediately. They know exactly where it's going. Jeff Platt is, even after the puck comes outside the zone, he continues the pursuit and the puck pressure and nearly coughs it up again. So they got to get themselves set. They got to get that puck deep. They got to get things set up in the zone deep, because they know that they're setting it up at the blue line and they're not going to let them do it.
Platt, Jeff Scott, Lee, and Heller, the penalty killers. Here comes a youngster, Justin Azevedo. He drops it back for McGrath. One nice move by McGrath. Now he tries to go wide on Brian Lee. Smartly stops, goes the other way. Lee takes him into the boards hard. Not going to let McGrath tippy-toe around him. Richards now back to the blue line. Battles with Jeff Platt. Kicks at the puck. Benoit looks to chip it forward. McGrath tries to squeeze it past Lee, and Lee drills him to the ice. Azevedo to Benoit, back for Richards, in behind him. And McGrath in some discomfort. So he goes to the Rangers bench. Mike Duco looking to line up Vince Scott.
You see that the fans aren't too happy about the hit on McGrath. It looked like a pretty innocent hit. We have to see the replay of it, but you can see the physical play. They're playing tough out there. They know that they're going to be taking the man to the head. Taking the hit and putting them the body to him. You can see Duco trying to come in with the big body check there, just missing with a big one. And the play continues to be really aggressive and tough out there. Some big-time body checking, some hard-fought hockey so far tonight, Roger.
The Rangers already lost Patrick Davis in this hockey game. Hard hit against the boards. 2 Erie Otters converging on him. He immediately went to the trainer's room. Makes you wonder if it's a recurring injury, and he knew right away he wasn't coming back to this hockey game. He's had shoulder problems and a knee problem. Andrew Hotham sends it the length of the ice. 45 seconds left in this Kitchener power play. Hasn't gotten much done so far. Benoit's lead pass for Matt Lashoff. Ahead for Jean-Michel Risk. Risk drops it back. Nobody is there. Derek Bagshaw has an opportunity. Richards trying to get back into position. Bagshaw goes in deep. Now to the far boards. Richards takes the puck off of him. At the Otters, Jeff Platt comes up with the puck, the speedster. And this power play has done nothing for the Kitchener Rangers. Now Lashoff has to get back into position, if anything, giving their fans a couple of heart murmurs as they've almost been caught. David Clarkson tries to get pretty and coughs it up. 2 Erie Otters the other way. Vince Scott with O'Mara. There's a pass for O'Mara. Galabic stands tall to him. Andrew Shannon is back onto the ice. The Rangers squander a power play in overtime. They get nothing done. The fans restless. A few boos. Ryan Donnelly puts it towards the goal, and nobody can catch up to it. Mark Fraser is hit hard by Andrew Shannon. Now Lee is rubbed out by Ryan Donnelly. Long shot. That one into Mark Fraser. 2:20 to go in overtime period number 1. Chris Bryson back out there. The last time he was on the ice, got a good chance, almost ended the hockey game.
One thing I've been watching out here is with Vellebeck. He's been doing a great job on the D, playing some disciplined hockey. Some good stuff from Chris Green. He's been involved most of the night, but with Vellebeck, one thing he's been doing, he's been staying disciplined, not taking penalties really, and doing things out there that'll draw attention to himself. He's playing solid in a simple game, and he's really been effective in this hockey game tonight.
Azevedo, Richards, Duco, Chris Green for the Otters with David Herring and McLean. This is McLean on the puck, hands it off to his line mate. That is Chris Green. 5 points versus Kitchener on the season. Merlini rips a shot just a foot wide of the post. Mike Duco and now Michael Richards. They cannot clear it. Chris Green is on the puck. Now Kindle squirts it up the side. Here's the feed for Richards. He loses his footing and goes in offside.
We got to wonder how much gas Michael Richards has left. He's played a lot of hockey tonight. He's been out there in every situation, been doing everything he can to make this team win a hockey game. You can see Kindle with Green lined up from behind, and he doesn't take the hit, which you got to respect the fact that he sees that and doesn't want to put himself in the position to take a penalty or even to slam this player in from behind. And that's the stuff you want to see from hockey players.
Evan McGrath, as he gets ready for the face-off, spins into Jeff Platt, puts a shoulder into him. Now Platt gives him a little tap back with his stick.
Gonna wonder there could be 6 more games to go to get even, so just relax. You got lots of time.
Yes. High rising puck. That one stays in the playing surface. And the puck did just come outside the blue line.
One thing when I work with referees that I instruct in that, and when you're at the senior AAA level where these guys have been pros a long time, you always try to make sure they know that when something happens to those guys, they'll wait, they'll take their time, they'll get them later on. Juniors, sometimes they react just like that, and that's when they take the retaliatory penalties.
Most of them just teenagers still. Kevin Henderson slides it in. There's Josh Disher. Flips it around the boards. Tomas Galasek comes up with the puck. There's Mark Fraser. With a minute to go in the first overtime period. Andrew Shannon rubs David Clarkson out of the play nicely. Clarkson takes the number, goes back to the bench. He's a veteran, he knows how to do that.
You're going to give Andrew Shannon credit, though. He is one competitor. He is ornery, and he is mean, and he don't care. He's going to go out there and do what he has to do to win this hockey game.
Once when I interviewed Brian Marchman, his answer to one of my questions, I'm always ornery. And that looks like the case for Andrew Shannon.
Brian Marchman was he's quite a character, I'll tell you. I've refereed him many, many times, many, many years. He lives by the sword, and he dies by the sword. He'll give it, he'll take it, he don't care.
There's Michael Richards up for risk, trying to get it across for Craig Vokes. He would have been all alone, but the pass does not succeed. Matt Lashoff up for Vokes late in the period. Could the Erie Otters intercept a pass? They almost did, but not quite. There's Boris Valavic. He's a little more alert. As soon as he gets rid of the puck, he expects a hit to come. And that is it for overtime period number 1. We have not had a goal since 17:32 of the second period when Derek Merlini tied this game at 1. And Kelly Walmsley is standing by. Let's do another Moose Winooski's Uniquely Canadian Fan in the Stands.
Yeah.
Okay, we will get it back down to Kelly. A technical problem or two. We will tell you, though, that we have lots coming up in our first overtime period. And Kelly Walmsley standing by. Here's the Moose.
Sorry, guys, my mic was off. We're going to ask that question again. It's going to be a very long series between Kitchener and Erie. How do you think it's going to turn out?
I'm hoping that we can hopefully come out with a win now. Hopefully we can get within 6. However, I think it'll come down to a goalie test and endurance.
You think it's going to be done in 6?
I think it'll be done in 6.
That's very practical. Now, both these goalies have been amazing for both teams tonight. They've saved the game for both their teams so far. What do you think?
I think Turple is awesome, and he's playing so good. He's solid. He's very, very solid. I think that he's going to be the difference in this series.
Jen, do you have anything to say?
I think this is going to Game 7, actually. I think that it's going to be brutally long with a couple more games that are going to go to second overtime, maybe. And that, yeah, I was a little sketchy about Turple in the beginning, but he's really showing that he deserves to be on this team, so.
Well, coming into it, I thought that, Kitchener would kind of dominate, but now I see it's going to be a war. Who in this game do you think has really stood out besides the goalie so far?
Definitely, I like the Riss, Vokes, and Richie Line. They've got some good chemistry on, and I think they may actually come out with the game winner.
Good prediction. What about you?
I think that they should play Chris Bryson.
Why is that?
He's small, but he's got a lot of skill. He's going to be the future of this team, and they didn't play him all game, and then they decided to throw him in the first overtime. He got a shot on goal. He's playing, he hustles, he plays well, he can pass. he can control the puck, so I think they should give it to Bryson.
Well, it looks like you got a lot of faith in him. What about yourself?
I definitely agree with both of them, but I think I'd like to see Bryson and Duco team up. I think that they would be really strong, powerful forwards together.
I think not only have... Okay, we're going to go upstairs to Roger and Lance. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. That was a very practical interview. Good job. We'll take a break, be back right after this with plenty more as we head to period number 5.
Welcome back to OHL Prime Time. We're here in the intermission, ready to go into second overtime tonight. My special guest on this occasion is one of the Kitchener Ranger directors, John Atchison. John, what exactly does it mean to be a Kitchener Ranger director?
Well, first of all, I think it means one thing is to support the team thoroughly in all situations and just generally be a good fan and take a real good interest in the team. And if you have any skills to bring to the table, fine. I think the team will be quite welcome to have you aboard.
Now, do you get involved in the hockey operations?
Not really. Directors, as a rule, stay clear of that. We leave it up to the coaches and general manager. That's their job. And I think this goes for the executive as well as the directorship. We keep clear of that.
So I would take from that comment then that you're more involved perhaps on the business side of the operation?
Yes, I'm a tax accountant myself, so I've given them some advice over the years, and I'm also actively involved in the Policy and Procedures Committee, where we're continually writing a policy on the club, how it operates day to day, both the hockey and non-hockey side.
It really is a business operation then?
It is, very much so, yes, and it's becoming more and more that way.
Yeah. What is some of the structure? Obviously, you're not the only director.
No, we have, I believe, about 39 directors, and they run for election every year, and a brand new slate comes forward every year.
Now, then, in addition to the board of directors, is there an executive to the club too?
Yes, there is. There will be 8 people that are directors, and they're more closely attuned to the day-to-day operations of the club than we are. But we do have several duties.
And you get $100,000 a year for this?
No, nothing like that. Not even close.
It's basically a volunteer position then.
It is, yes, that's right, very much so.
So it's just the same way other people volunteer in the community, your part of your volunteer time goes with the Kitchener Rangers.
Exactly.
Yeah. What do you think of the season so far? The season has just ended, I should say, the regular season.
I think generally we've got some very promising players, and I'm really looking forward to next year, and I think even this year we could surprise a few people.
Now, it's been a long game here tonight, John. Let's just wrap it up in this way. Who's going to score the winning goal?
Well, I think I'd pick one of the players that maybe hasn't played that much. It's hard to pick the people that haven't played that much, but there's some minor players like maybe number 10 or number 15. One of those people.
Okay, well, there you've heard it. John Atchison, one of our directors here with the Kitchener Ranger organization. Thanks for being with us, John. Enjoy the rest of the game, and I hope you're right in your prediction.
Thanks.
Let's go upstairs now, and we'll rejoin Roger Wardell and Lance Roberts.
Thank you, David. Well, Lance, here we are, heading to the 5th period of play. Both goaltenders have been very solid. Let's take a look, go back to the first period. The Rangers score on the power play, and it looked like maybe they were going to put the game on ice early on.
Well, this was a big time in the game here for the Rangers. It was a 5-on-3 situation that they could have capitalized on. They had a full 2-minute 5-on-3. They had scored a goal to keep them 5-on-3 with 3 seconds to go, and just weren't able to put the finishing touch to that sequence of plays. Early in the first period, they could have buried them, and now we're here 1-1 heading into the 5th overtime period.
I don't know. The second period, the Erie Otters tie it. Derek Merlini takes a shot. By our replay, it looks like it's deflected by Shannon, but Merlini still being given credit for this goal.
Well, Andrew Shannon's been a big part of this hockey game. He has done so many things out there. I think it's clearly off of him, but that's okay. He has been a big part of this game. He has been in all kinds of situations, playing tough, playing physical, playing ornery. You know, it's been a crazy game to do with power plays and penalty kill situations. Special teams been a big thing in this hockey game, and it's just like they'll take penalties anytime, any place, and they're not worried about it.
Do you think tomorrow in Erie it could be a different game, or do you expect low-scoring games?
I expect it to be the same type of hockey game for the next 6 to 7, because the way these two teams are playing, it's taken a long time here.
Okay, it certainly could be. And Jeff Platt showing again in that third period, or I guess that was our overtime period, that he can be a game breaker if he sticks to playing hockey. 1 point there, a few cross checks to a Ranger player in the head, got away with that one, but if he sticks to hockey, he's a phenomenal talent.
Jeff Platt has showed in this hockey game what the Erie Otters want to do is they want to go with speed. They've been going for the speed to that neutral zone, going wide. They've been just wreaking havoc with the defensive core of the Kitchener Rangers, making them have to work so hard to pick up the guys coming in on the outside, coming in behind, that they had to work so hard to get to cover these plays. And Jeff Platt's been a big part of that, generating a lot of speed in this hockey game.
One of the unlikely guys, sometimes that's who scores the goals. Peter Klima with Edmonton sat the entire game on the bench. Chris Bryson, limited time, and just about
He nearly put that puck in the net. And like I said earlier, he is related to Mike Moore, who was an ex-Kitchener Ranger. And Mike Moore, even though he had the good hands with the fist, he also had the good hands with handling the puck. When he played 9 games for the New Jersey Devils, he's a heck of a hockey player. And obviously it runs in the family because Chris Bryson has some great hands, and he can put the puck in the net too.
Well, we look at both of these teams heading into next year. Both teams should still have solid squads. You look at the Kitchener Rangers, yes, they will lose Michael Richards. He'll be playing professionally in the American Hockey League, you would think. Hasn't signed with the Philadelphia Flyers yet, though, so maybe something will happen with Richards. He won't be back in junior hockey. An American Hockey League team will certainly sign him if he doesn't sign with the Flyers.
But not just Michael Richards, Jeff Carter hasn't signed either. I mean, Bobby Clark must be pulling his hair out. He can't do anything right now with these 2 young talents. He's got to get something done. You got Carter, you got Michael Richards, you got a lot of other players too that haven't been able to sign and get themselves set up for next year. So it's just plain as simple that until they get something settled and get these guys signed, there's some great talents out there that could end up going in different directions.
Well, how do they sign them? There's no CBA, no collective bargaining agreement. What is there going to be a rookie salary cap? What if you sign a Richards and his contract hasn't effectively started yet, he's over the salary cap? Then what happens?
It is a crazy thing. We're heading into a whole new era here, Roger. So we'll have to wait to see when the Bettman and the boys at the New York office decide what we're going to do with hockey.
Yes. Well, here in the OHL, the hockey is good, and we're into period number 5 right after this. Welcome back. Maybe they'll change game 2 of this series here to Kitchener. There may not be enough time to travel to Erie in time to start the second game.
Well, you know, I tell you what, you got to love these athletes, the way they play at the highest level, and they'll go out tomorrow night and play at the highest level again. You got to give them credit, these young athletes that we have across our country that play in these big games like this and show the talent, entertain these fans because they just love the game. You've seen so much second effort in this hockey game, so much heart in this hockey game. You got to love it, Roger. You just got to love it.
I do. I gotta. There's Dan Turple, 56-55. The shots on goal. Michael Richards comes close.
Big save by Disher again. He's able to see the puck, able to make the play, and been robbing Richards all night blindly so far in net.
Richards will start off this second overtime period. The teams are at full strength. Just one penalty in that overtime period after numerous penalties through the first 3 periods, and Kitchener's power play did absolutely nothing with that advantage. The Erie Otters penalty killers did their game tape studying and knew what the Rangers would bring into tonight's game. Jakob Kindle, Matt Pepe, Richards, Risk, and Vokes, Herring, Green, and Bagshaw, Marlini, and Brian Lee. Of course, those 2 always out against Richards, and if he's not out there, they're usually out against Evan McGrath. Here is Kindle, more confident as the season has transpired. Now he tries to get the puck to Richards. He does so. Richards leaves it for Clarkson, who chips it around a defender. Clarkson takes the shot, and that one is stopped by Josh Disher. Oh, Clarkson is right back on it. Did the team switch ends? Chris Green slaps it back up the ice. Are they not supposed to switch ends? Maybe not.
On an overtime, I believe that they keep the same ends throughout the overtime. I have to check that rule out.
I always thought they went back and forth.
Possibly that could be just a straight league rule that they put in for whatever reason that they may have.
We'll have to look into that. Our producer telling us that some schools have thought at the end of a period a goalie would rip up his goal crease for the other goalie when they switch ends, but we'll have to see. I guess that's the way it goes here in the OHL. Wasn't aware of that one. Most leagues they keep switching ends back and forth. Here's Evan McGrath to Andre Benoit. His shot is on the goal line. Josh Disher has it, and Clarkson maybe wishing he would have been a little more rigorous there.
Well, I'll tell you, they're going to be some of these guys will be trying to get some sleep tonight, trying to figure out how they didn't get their stick on a puck in the right situations, because you see again here, another great opportunity for the Kitchener Rangers, and Clarkson not able to find that puck. Disher burying it inside his pads. He doesn't give up any rebounds. He's not giving up a whole lot of opportunity off the shots, but they got to keep her going here and keep taking these shots, because Erie, with the speed of Platt, nearly breaking away early in that one. So they'll be coming again.
Matt Lashoff, the Albany, New York native, puts it up to Richards, but he takes it across the blue line just a little too soon. Icing, or offside is the call.
Well, Balabek, as I was saying before, he's been one of those players in the last week or so that really has picked his game up and been a lot smarter on the ice and making better decisions. He's keeping it real simple in this game tonight, being very effective.
Merlini goes cross ice. Lead pass onto the stick of Ryan O'Mara. O'Mara, 63 points on the season. 9 specialty team goals. Boris Falabek hits McLean, who was already on his knees. Michael Richards puts on the brakes, waiting for some help. Richards hangs with it as the Rangers were changing up a couple of their players. Now it is Richards trying to get it out front, can't do so. And it's Kindle at his own blue line. Kevin Henderson, his shot well wide of the goal, 57-56. Kitchener out shooting the Erie Otters. McGrath opened the scoring at 16 minutes of the first period on a 5-on-3 power play. Richards and Benoit picking up the assist, and then it was Derek Merlini getting a goal. However, a replay shows it looked like it went off of Andrew Shannon past Dan Turple. No scoring since then. Game 2 of this series tomorrow night in Erie. Still 55 minutes until the new day. 11:05 is the time in the evening. The game started just after 7:30 this evening.
Some great work down low by Kevin Henderson. Here's Thomas Galasek, who's had lots of opportunity. Mark Fraser playing a tough job on the blue line, doing a good job in his own end here. He plays a tough physical game. You got Henderson with some strong work on the boards this shift, and being able to control that puck along the boards, really getting an opportunity set up by the hard work he did down low.
And this game is now turning into a defensive battle. We're saying a 1-1 game. It sounds defensive, but a lot of power plays in regulation time. Here in overtime, though, it has been tight checking. Matt Pepe taken down. And referee Mark Hicks has decided he has tooted his whistle enough this evening. Henning takes a shot. Turple does not make the save. They score. The Erie Otters, David Herring, on an innocent-looking shot. It did have a lot of mustard on it. But at the 3:35 mark of the second overtime period, the Erie Otters end this hockey game.
Well, what they did again is that stuff on the outside, the speed they showed on the outside, setting things up, getting the shot off, and just able to squeak through on Purple, who's been playing so hard all night, played a great game tonight. Tough shot to be letting through in the overtime period. Like I said, you like to see a good, solid goal in those situations, but the Erie Otters played a superb game, showed the speed, generated speed through the neutral zone, really picked up on the power play of the Kitchener Rangers and shut them down, and that's been the story of this hockey game, is their ability to know what they had to do tonight to win this game.
We saw it last night as the playoff series started. Brampton losing on home ice. Here tonight in Kitchener, the Erie Otters play a great road game and come out with the victory in double overtime, and now head to home ice. And they'll have the momentum certainly on their home rink.
Well, this is the one you have to do. You got to come into this building and you got to steal one, and they did that. The Erie Otters in a tough-fought hockey game, and they also gave up. They took penalties and were able to kill them off. They did all the things, especially team stuff that had to be done in that hockey game, except scoring the power play when they had their chances. But the Kitchener Rangers, again, I'll go back to that first period, a 5-on-3 situation. They could have buried them right there and then. Would have been a whole new ball game. But right now, you got to realize for the Kitchener Rangers is that you have to win 4 games before you win the series. 1 game doesn't cut the mustard.
Certainly helps, though. The Erie Otters, David Herring from a bad angle takes a shot, and on the 57th shot of the game, the Erie Otters get their second goal. The shots on goal end even, 57 shots apiece, and David Herring is the 3rd star in tonight's game. And Herring first just did a quick little circle, but he gets a prize here in Kitchener, and some applause and a few boos also.
Well, that's one thing, David Herring, he was a big part of the speed that they had generated to the outside, wreaking a lot of havoc on the defense for the Kitchener Rangers, and he did get that goal from an outside shot, speed generated to the neutral zone, getting the puck into the zone and setting things up, and Turple, of course, deserves wholeheartedly the 2nd star situation here. You'd probably like to have seen, like I said, they're both winners, these goaltenders in this hockey game, but it's tough that one of them has to go home with a loss under his belt.
Well, Dan Turple stopped the breakaway, made a number of sensational saves. Now this man, though, just made 1 more save than Dan Turple tonight.
And that's what it's all about in playoffs, Roger. And like Peter SIDORKIEWICZ said when we talked to him, he said, you know, you never know what's going to come out to that net in any time, in any league, anywhere. But if you got the goaltender, you can go a long ways. It makes a big difference, and they got it tonight from Josh Disher.
And here is Disher making one of his many saves tonight. That one coming in overtime also. Game 3 of this series. We will have it live on Rogers Television. It is Rogers night. Every time the Rangers score, if you're in attendance, you have a chance to win a television. And also at home, by watching the game, you have a chance to win also. And lots of great prizes to be had. Another telecast you can catch in this region. London Knights, Guelph Storm, game number 4 of their series. London won tonight, so they're up 2-0. Here is the game winner. David Herring beats Dan Turple. The game-winning goal gets him 3rd star honors. Dan Turple stopped 55 of 57 shots for the 2nd star, and Josh Disher stopped 56 of 57 shots and is tonight's 1st star. The Erie Otters take game number 1. The final score 2-1 in double overtime. For Lance Roberts, Dave McLelland, Kelly Walmsley, and our entire Rogers crew, I'm Roger Wardell. It has been a good night of hockey, and now a good night to you.